So welcome to the How to Create Your Online Course Without Any Techie Tools webinar. So this webinar, I'm going all out. I'm not holding back anything. Anything I know that is going to be useful to you in order to create your next online course, I am going to share that with you in this webinar. So get ready because you're about to create your next online course after this webinar. All right. Whatever I'm going to be showing to you are free tools that you can start with, because I'm a believer of I like to use free tools a lot, especially when you're just starting out, right? You're not making sales yet. Why should you be investing money in paying for tools, expensive softwares, paying for things where when there are free things you can start with, and then by the time you start making money, you can now start paying for tools. I'm paying for tools right now, but there are also some things that I still use for free. The ones I'm paying for, I know, yes, I can afford them, and I'm also getting a revenue from it. So I'm not funding it with my money. It's funding itself, right? So if you're not at that point yet where your costs or whatever thing you're creating can fund itself, then you should not be investing money paying for things, even though you have the money to pay for it. So long that money is not coming from that course, I do not advise you to do that. So I'm going to show you how to create your course without techie tools, and not just without techie tools. I'm going to show you how to create it with free tools so that you can easily get started. All right. So I would encourage you to stay till the end of this webinar. All right. I have a special offer. So if you stay until the end, you're going to find out what this special offer is all about. It's also going to help you in your course creation and marketing process. So you want to stay to the end of the webinar. Okay. So why is this training important? So why should you take this training seriously, right? This training is important because with this training, you'll be able to put your ideas together to help people solve a problem, right? So you already have this idea in your head, but it is just everywhere. You cannot really seem to figure out what exactly it is. But after this webinar, you're able to figure that out. And also, this training is important because you will have an easily accessible online course by the end of this training. All right. And the third reason why this training is important is that you have a ready to share. You'll be ready to share your knowledge with more people. One thing about creating online courses is that multiple people, like thousands and millions of people, can access your course simultaneously. So you don't have to start doing WhatsApp trainings, sending links here and there. They just access it and they can be taking the course at their own pace while you are doing something else with your life or in your business, right? So this is what this training is going to help you achieve, and this is why this training is important. All right. Before we go on, a lot of you, I'd like to introduce myself again because a lot of you might not know me yet. Even though you signed up, maybe you just signed up for this webinar. This is the first time you're seeing me, you're hearing anything about me. So if you don't know me, my name is Lucky Eloho, and I'm a digital creator and a sales funnel specialist. So I have a degree in biochemistry. Yes, I have the foundation of science. And for so long, I had this limitation saying, oh, I didn't have the foundation of marketing. Why should I be doing marketing? Oh, I did not study all of these things. I didn't study business in university. Why should I be doing marketing? Why should I be teaching people this thing when I did not have a degree, a BSc degree, or a college degree in this particular subject? Because from the science world, things are different from the marketing world, right? But then over time, I realized that I did not necessarily have to have, I did not necessarily need to have a degree in quotes in marketing for me to be able to teach or to do marketing, right? And this was what led me to go in to get certifications in Facebook advertising, content marketing, customer value optimization, and several other certifications that have helped me build my confidence, and also helps me build my knowledge in marketing, digital products. And I've also taken trainings in sales funnels, digital product launch, email marketing, video editing, and so many other trainings like that. And so far, I have successfully trained over 500 creators, right, in area of creating digital products, selling digital products, email marketing, and all of that. So I successfully trained 500 creators. So this is to tell you that I'm qualified to show you how to create your online course. And I have made I've made six figures, not in naira, from creating online courses and selling online courses for myself, and also I've helped my client do the same thing as well. So this is something that I have been doing for a while and something that I've done successfully. It took me a lot of time for me to say, oh, okay, let me start to teach people this thing, because I've been able to figure it out for myself and also for my clients. So that's why whatever thing I'm going to be showing you today is not something that I just learned. It's something that I've experienced and things that I've done, and these are the things I'm going to be sharing with you in this webinar. So I want you to stay at la. All right. So this was when I was normal, right? I had a 9 to 5 job. For so long, I've always had this idea of being a career lady. When I was in college around 2018, 2019, if you ask me what I want to be or who I am, I'd be like, oh, I'm this career person, like going to the office. I don't like stress and all of those things, right? I had I just had this mindset because I felt that was the best way for me to secure financial freedom for myself. Feel like, okay, if I'm receiving payments every month, I'm receiving salary every month, I'm going to be secure. At least I'll be able to pay my bills. I'll not have to worry about paying bills. But at the end of the day, I find out that, oh, this salary is not really enough. I need to find something else to do, right? That was how my journey into the whole towards the end of 2019, early 2020. That's when my journey into the whole digital space really started. And then when the pandemic happened, I was like, oh, let me just go all in into this, because I lost my job when the pandemic happened. All right, I no longer have a job. I was not at home. I was like, okay, let me just put my all into this and see what comes out of it. So right, so during the whole pandemic, I was doing a lot of testing, experiments, a lot of things. I started out with Facebook advertising, teaching people how to run ads and all of that. And then over time, I started to pivot, and that was how I pivoted into creating online courses, selling online courses. All right. So I've always had this business in me, right? I've always had this business thing. I've been doing business since I was like 9. I had my first business where I had this kerosene depot, and then I sold different kind of things uh, while I was still in secondary school. But then I felt like it was too stressful. Oh, going to the office is better. I'll just sit there in the office. The AC will be on, and that's the kind of life I want to live. But when the pandemic happened, I lost my job. I applied for several other jobs, right? I got interviewed for some others I didn't get interviewed because of the whole pandemic thing. And I felt like, what if life never goes back to normal? Is this how I'm going to end up? And that was how I put all into the digital space, and that was how my journey started. All right. So that's just like the entire thing of my journey, right? So I created my first course in August 2020. It was about Facebook ads. My first course was about Facebook ads. And when I created that course, I had little knowledge about creating digital product. The only thing I had in my head was, okay, I have this idea. I know things about Facebook ads. So I think I'll just record my screen, Abby, teach what I know, and I'll just put it on social media. People will start buying. That was the only thing I knew. Like, okay, that was the only thing I knew and I was going to do. And I recorded the course, put it out on Kobo Course. I hosted it on Kobo Course. The first mistake I made was paying for a platform. I paid for Kobo Course, and I hosted my course there. When I was not even making money, I was already paying to host my course. That was the first mistake that I made. So you see, I've experienced this thing, and that's why I tell people, do not start by investing money into paying for softwares to host your course, to do your course. No, instead use that money in advertising. You're going to get more returns than when you just pay for hosting to host your course, and you just go and pay 100,000 to host your course for 1 year, when you're not even making money for that from that course yet. When you know that in that 1 year you cannot even generate that money back, and you're doing that. That was the first mistake I made. Created the course, studied the Kobo course. I was like, okay, I gave people free access, thinking that they'll give me testimonials. A few of them gave me testimonials. Started promoting the course. Guess what? Only 6 people bought. Only 6 people paid for the course. And this brought me to the second mistake that I made. I did not bother to ask to know whether people want to learn about that course or not. I just felt, oh, since I know this topic, people must learn it. So I tried to force it down people's throat. That was the second mistake, trying to create something without confirming if this is what people want or not, right? So this made me break down, because it took me like a whole 3 months to create this course and put it together and then put it out there. Only 3 people paid me, only 6 people rather paid me money, 5,800, only 6 people. And I was just traumatized. Like, I felt really bad. I was like, what's happening? So I just packed up and went on a very long break from that August, September, before the whole NSAS period and everything. I just packed up and just go and stay one place, like thinking about my life, right? Then on the second thought, I asked myself that, okay, if I leave this course, I've created this course, what is going to happen? What am I supposed? What did I do wrong? That was where I came back to myself. I took some other trainings and I was like, okay, let me review this thing. Why did this thing not work? Why did I get only 6 people to buy this course? Why is it like this? What can I do to make it better? And that was how I came back even stronger after over 3 months of packing up and everything. I came back stronger. I took the course out from Kobo course. I stopped paying for Kobo course. In fact, I deactivated the whole thing. And that was when I said, okay, I'm going to host the course. I took the course to Google Drive. I was like, I'm not paying for the course because my course was the only 6 people paid. But every month I am paying 6,500. Then Kobo course was 6,500. I'll pay 6,500 every month to host the course, and only 6 people paid. 5,800 times 6. That's how much. Every month I was already paying 6,500. So I was no longer seeing any money. And before you know, Kobo course increased to 10,000 after the first 3 months. So I was not paying 10,000, whereas I'm not selling anything. So I was just destabilized, right? Those are the two mistakes I made. First, when I created my first online course, creating the course without proper research, and then paying for hosting to host my course when I'm not even making money for the course. And the third mistake that I make, I did not market it enough. I just talked about it a little and then I just chilled, like, oh, people don't want it. Oh, I'm tired. It's not selling. And then I just chilled and the whole thing just went down the drain. Yes, but at the end of the day, I came back and then I reviewed. And after that, I've created several other courses. Currently, I pulled down my Facebook ads courses and all of that. But currently, I have 3 active courses going on. And I just launched those ones again in September or so. So in like barely 2 months, I've been able to scale those 3 courses to over 630 students altogether. And the only thing I'm just marketing one course. And that one course is selling the other 2 courses. And I'm just there and the course is going because I've been able to understand the system and how to scale my course. All right. So now, this is my story. This is how I got here. This is everything I've been through. Like the general overview, it's a whole lot, but if I start to share them here today, we'll not leave here, right? So this is who I am, and this is why I decided to say, okay, a lot of persons have been asking me questions. I want to create my course, but I don't know what to do. And I felt like, okay, let me just teach it. And people were thinking I was going to ask them for money, say, oh, bring money from me. No, I just want to do this for free. I just want to share this for free so that a lot of you can go back and use this information to create your next online course. All right. So my goal for this webinar is to help you figure it out and avoid, if not all, most of the mistakes I made when I created my very first online course. All right. So that is my goal for this webinar. All right. So this is my goal, to help you figure out and to avoid, if not all, most of the mistakes I made when I created my first online course. All right, so let's get into it. Are we together? So this webinar is for you if you're tired of holding yourself back and procrastinating about putting your knowledge out there to reach as many people as possible and help solve their problems. This webinar is also for you if you do not know where to start, what tools to use, and how to put your course idea together into an online course. Now, who is this webinar not for? If you're not ready to push past the fear of procrastination, the fear of self-doubt, and put your knowledge out there, this webinar is not for you, right? If you are still holding yourself back, saying, oh, nobody will pay me, nobody will give me money, I'm not good enough, or I don't know enough, I don't have enough knowledge to teach, right? This webinar, if you are not ready to break free from that spirit of procrastination, self-doubt, then this webinar is not for you. But I believe that you're ready to break past this fear. That is why you actually signed up for this webinar in the first place. So I'm going to help you through the whole process, so you can go back after this webinar to create your course. All right, so what to expect? So in this webinar, I'm going to share with you 7 steps that are combined to complete the 3 phases that you need to go through if you want to successfully create your online course in no time. I will also help you teach you how to name your course, and also on other things to expect in the course is getting testimonials for your course and also pricing your course. So these are the 4 key things to expect throughout the whole webinar. This is the essence of this webinar. This is everything you're going to be learning in this webinar. All right. So now let's get started. Get rid of any distractions. If you've been distracted before, now get rid of it. What will you need for this training, right? You need 3 things for this training. The first thing, you need a notebook and a pen. You need to write things down. No matter how you think, oh, your brain can capture everything, it will get to a point you may lose track of things that I've said. So take a note book and a pen. You need that for writing. You need your smartphone, which you already have. They're using to watch me right now. And then the third thing that you need is willingness to learn and implement. All right. So I may be saying some things I already know, but hearing it from me again may give you the push that you need to actually go and create your course, right? So the willingness to learn and implement is not okay to, it's not just enough to learn. So you learn this thing, oh yeah, now go and do it. The only time everything I'm going to say will make sense to you is when you go back to apply them. So I will implore you, don't just write down, don't just watch, don't just listen. After the webinar, go back and apply whatever thing you're going to learn today. So let's get started. So the 3 key phases that we're going to be talking about in this webinar. If you want to launch your online course, there are 3 key phases you must go through. All right, the first key phase is the pre-launch phase. All right, so this stage is where you do 25% of the work needed to complete the online course creation process. And then the second phase is the launch phase. This is the stage where you turn all of your research results and idea into something tangible. And this is where the other 25% of the work is done. All right. And then the third phase is the post-launch phase. This is the phase which takes at least 50% of the work required to actually make your online course successful. So this is where the bulk of the work. So you can see that pre-launch and launch phase is just together combined, this 50%. Only the post-launch phase is another 50%. All right. So I'm going to walk you through how you can successfully go through these 3 phases in order to successfully launch your online course and start promoting your course. So I want you to keep in mind these 3 things. 3 things I want you to keep in mind. All right. In order to successfully create your online course, you need to be willing. You need to be willing, right? You need to just tell yourself that I want to create it. I know some of you that are here. You've been telling yourself, oh, I'll create it tomorrow, or oh, I don't have enough information yet. You need to be willing. You need to tell your mind that you need to make up your mind already. So how many of you have created an online course before this webinar? Let me know. Or you have an online course before, or you've never created an online course before. Just let me know, what category are you in. Let me know in the chat. Have you created an online course before? Let me know in the chat. Have you created an online course before? Have you sold any online course before? Or this is the first time? Okay, no, I have an ebook and it's currently active. Okay, awesome. Ezekiel said no. Okay, after this training, you're going to learn how to create an online course. I have created, but only 1 person subscribed. Oh wow, I've never created. Oh, many of you are saying never created. All right. So after this webinar, you're going to learn how to create. One is on its way, my first. Awesome. I'm very happy to hear this, and I believe that by the time you go through this webinar, you're going to successfully either refine what you already have or create your very first online course. All right. So be willing. The second thing you need to keep in mind, you also need to be sure it is solving a problem. This is where 90% of people get it wrong. They just create a course. They don't care whether it's solving a problem or not. They just say, oh, I know this thing. Let me just go and create a course on it. I beg. I'm a Facebook ad expert. Let me go and create a course on Facebook ad. People will buy. Who told you that people will buy? Did they tell you that people are looking for Facebook ad courses? Did they tell you? Even though people are looking for, are they looking for your own? That's where you need to make sure that whatever thing you're creating is solving a problem, right? And then the third thing you need to keep in mind, you need to understand why and who you are creating this course for. So I'm thinking about creating my second one. Awesome. So when you are creating a course, you need to have in mind the people you are creating it for. Don't just sit down and say, I want to create an online course, Facebook ad course. Okay, I'm currently pre-ordering my Facebook ad course. Uh, I remember I pulled down my old Facebook ad training, but people have been for over 9 months. People have been asking me for another training, and last week I finally decided to say, okay, let me put it out. I've not started creating the course. Let me just tell you the truth. I've not started creating it, but if you go to my page, Digital Creator Chick, I've already put out the flyer. I've sent out emails asking people to pre-order. In fact, maybe you even got my email. I've asked you to pre-order the Facebook ad course. That is my one way of trying to know if people actually need it. All right. So when they pre-order, it will give me the ginger to go and create a course, right? So I don't want to create any course that people don't need. So I ask them to pre-order. So when you're going through this course, you're going to understand better. All right. So my two. Okay. So my biggest belief used to be, no, if you not, I know this thing, let me go and teach it. That was one of my biggest beliefs. Like, oh, since I know Facebook ad, let me just go and create a course on Facebook ad and just teach people. All right, let me go and do this. And then the second belief I used to have was this thing is too simple. Nobody cares about it. This is the two biggest thing that where many people who try to create courses start to fail. Right? When you have this mindset of, oh, because I know this particular topic, I can just go and create a course on it. If people want to know it. Who told you that people want to know it? People don't care about what you know. So it's not about what you know. It's about what people want to know. Keep that in mind. Write it down. It is not about what you know. It is about what people want to know. So that skill that you have, that knowledge that you have, do people want to know about that and people want to learn it? Do people want to learn it as a course or people just need it as a service? A lot of people create courses that people don't want to learn to do themselves. They just want somebody to do it for them. And that's why their courses don't scale. So you need to know whether or not people want to learn how to do this thing by themselves or they want somebody to do it for them. So it's not about what you know, it's about what people want to know. The second thing, too simple, nobody cares about it. That's the biggest lie of the century, right? Before I used to think, oh, it's so simple, nobody cares. And some I've had people come to meet me and say, oh, hello, please, how can I set up a link in bio? How can I set up a seller store? And I was like, something this simple, somebody cannot do it. Now, it doesn't mean that these people are dumb. They are not dumb. They don't just know how to do it and they don't want to bother themselves in learning how to do it. They don't want to stress their head. They just need somebody to help them do it. So no matter how simple you think that thing, that it may be simple for you, but it's not simple for other people. So stop overthinking this whole thing. That is why you need to go through the 3 phases of launching your course so that you not fall into any of these categories. All right. You have to know it is not just about what you know, but also about what people want to know, right? So it is easy for you doesn't mean that it is easy for others, right? It's easy for you doesn't mean it's easy for others. So you need to keep these 2 things in mind when you want to start creating your course. So now let's start with the pre-launch phase. The pre-launch phase is where you do 25% of the work done. This phase is important because no matter what you know, it must be something people care about. So before you create your course, this is where you do 25% of the work. This is where you have to validate whether or not people need that thing that you want to create. This is where you have to confirm whether what you want to people care about that thing that you are creating. All right, this is why the pre-launch phase is important. So what are the steps involved in the pre-launch phase? There are 4 steps I've listed here. So in the pre-launch phase, before you think about creating your course at all, the first thing you want to do is to brainstorm and research. The second thing is to validate your course. All right. The second thing is to validate your course idea. That's where you create a wait list, sell it on pre-order. Remember I said I'm selling my Facebook ad course on pre-order currently. That is one way of me validating the idea, whether people want it or not. If nobody pre-ordered, then if assuming nobody pre-ordered, I would have just not bothered. But people are already pre-ordering, so that shows that people need it, right? So people can come to your DM and say, hey, Mixer, why I want to learn this thing, come and teach me this thing, come and teach me this thing. And then when you ask them to bring money, you will not see them again. So it's 2 different things of people disturbing you. I want to learn, I want to learn. When people disturb you that they want to learn something, that's one way to validate. But the major way to confirm that validation is to make them pay you money. Put it out on pre-order. But once one person pays, that is enough validation that you need. You don't need 100 people to pre-order for you to know that people need this thing. So once one person pays, that's enough validation that you need, right? Another way to validate your idea is Offer a freebie to create anticipation for whatever course you are planning to create, right? Then the third thing for the pre-launch phase, this is where you structure your online course into modules and lessons. You can get ideas from Coursera or Udemy. And then the fourth thing in the pre-launch phase is to design your online course, right? This is where you design the presentation slide or prepare a script. So I'm going to go through these four stages in details in the next slide. So how do you go through this pre-launch phase? How do you get this thing set up, right? So brainstorming and research. How do you brainstorm and research in the pre-launch phase? All right, how do you brainstorm and research? So in order to brainstorm and research, this is where you ask yourself. So it starts from you first, really. Before you create your online course, before you even try to go and know what people think outside, you need to first of all look on the inside. So this is where the brainstorming and the research comes in. It starts from you. So you're going to ask yourself 3 questions. So what do you love? What are you good at? And what experience do you have? So out of these 3 categories, you're not going to pick what you love, what you're good at, what you have experience in. And this is where these are the things you're not going to go and validate, right? This is where you're not going to ask your audience and say, oh, do you want to learn this thing? Do you want to learn that thing, right? So that's what the research phase and brainstorming phase is about. So what do you love? So you make a list of at least 10 things that you love. So take out a pen and paper, write it out what you love, 10 things you love. It could be the food you love, it could be things you love, it could be books you love, it could be places you love, it could be games you love, it could be people you love, it could be memories that you love. So write out the things that you love, 10 things that you love, or write it down. And then now, what are you good at? Write down 10 things that you're good at. This could be the skills that you have. This could be games that you can play so well. This could be topics that you can do so well in. Yes, this could be maybe a particular field that you are really good at. Oh, you're good at this particular thing. What is that thing that you're really good at? List out 10 of them. All right. Now, the third thing is experience. What do you have experience in? Right? Remember, you are doing this thing yourself. So you can take, like, let's say 30 minutes of your time. Just sit down, 30 minutes, sit down and ask yourself these questions. What do you love? Write out 10 things that you love. What are you good at? Write out 10 things that you're good at. It could be skills, it could be anything. Then, what experience do you have? It could be work experience, it could be life experience, it could be school experience, it could be anything at all that you have experience in. Write out 10. That's 30. So spend 10 minutes in each of these categories to write out 10 things. 1 minute to think about one thing you love. Then another 1 minute to think to 10. So 10 minutes, think about 10 things you love. 10 minutes, 10 things you're good at. Another 10 minutes, 10 things you have experience in. And that gives you 30 things in all of the groups. So now out of those 30 things, you want to select 3. Don't select 3 things out of those 30 things. It is now these 3 topics or these 3 things that you selected. They are now going to take and go and ask your audience and say, oh, out of these 3 things, what would you like to learn? Right? This will now take us to the next stage of the pre-launch phase. So before we go there, this is an example that I've put together here. Here I just listed 5 of each, right? So what I love, what I'm good at, experience. So I love video games, I love books, I love traveling, I love poetry, I love food, right? What am I good at? I'm good at video editing, I'm good at writing poems, I'm good at public speaking, I'm good at copywriting, I'm good at content creation. What work experience do I have? I've worked in a publishing firm, I'm a developer, I have experience, I've been able to overcome heartbreak, I've been able to overcome child abuse and trauma, and then I have an experience in hosting a podcast. Now you see how I put out these things 5, 5, 5. That gives me 15. So out of these 15 things, I will just pick out 2. So let's just pick out 1 because it's just 5, 5, 5, right? So what I'm going to do here is that I am going to look for the common factor in mathematics. Is what we call common factor. What is common among these 3 groups? What I love, what I'm good at, what experience do I have? This is what you're going to put together into the 3 categories that you want to pick. All right. So let's say, for example, here, books. I love to read books. I'm good at writing poems, and then I've worked in a publishing firm these three things can actually go together. So these are a common factor. So I can decide to pick this as one topic and say, oh, okay, I can teach people how to write poems, or I can teach people how to publish a book, or I can teach people how to edit books, or how to publish books, or how to write poems, all of that. Now, that's one thing I have picked out of these three categories. Or I can even say, oh, okay, I am good at public speaking. I love poetry. You know, poetry is about talking. I love poetry. I'm good at public speaking, and then I own a podcast. Now you see that these three is a common factor, a second common factor I can pick from here. So I can decide to say, oh, I want to teach people how to become better public speakers. I want to teach people how to start their own podcast, all right, or how to start speaking. So those are, now out of these 15 things I've listed, I've picked out 2 things that has common factors, right? So I can now say, oh, I want to teach people how to publish a book, or I'll teach people how to start their own podcast. These are 2 things that I found out that I can really do very well. Now, I want you to take note. Some of you have already passed the pre-launch phase. Some of you right now already clear on the idea that you want to teach. But I'm going through this phase for people who have not gone past this stage yet, so that you know that this is what you should be doing before you even decide on creating your course. All right. So from this example, we've decided that, oh, I want to teach people how to publish a book, or I can also teach people how to start their own podcast. So these are 2 key things I want to teach people, right? So that brings us to the end of the brainstorming and validation. So I've been able to brainstorm, right, and tell myself that, okay, I can do this thing. All right. So now the next thing is to validate the ideas that I have decided on. So I've brainstormed these ideas. How will I validate that people actually want to learn how to start their own podcast? How will I validate that people actually want to learn how to write a book? How will I validate that? All right, that is the next step that we are going to. So validation is the stage where you do a reality check. At least that is what I call it, right? So this is the action of checking or proving the validity or accuracy of the idea that you've put together, that you've come up with, right? So in the validation process, what you're trying to do for the validation is you want to create a market for the product. You want to make sure that people actually will pay to learn how to start their own podcast. You want to make sure that people actually will pay to learn how to publish a book. Now, why you're doing this is so that you're not going to end up creating a course and then you say nobody bought, or only one person paid for it, all right, or only 2 people paid, or nobody paid for it, and all of that, right? This is why you're going through the validation process. And also, the second reason why you're going through this validation is to make sure that there's an audience for this product that you want to create. The third reason is to make sure that you can scale this course to the level that you want it to be in. The fourth reason is that this course is going to be profitable. You can make money from it. You don't want to create a course where people will not buy or you cannot make money from, right? That's the essence of the validation process. So how can you validate your ideas? The first thing is to ask yourself, and we've already done that in the brainstorming section, where you brainstorm what you love, what you're good at, and what you have experience in, and then you came up with the 3 top ideas from these categories, right? The common factors. Now, the second option is to ask your audience. All right. So you're going to ask your audience if they want to learn this thing. And a very good way how I ask my audience is by using, I'm very active on Instagram. I'm not a WhatsApp person. If you have my number on WhatsApp, you know I rarely post on my WhatsApp status. All right. I'm very active on Instagram. So I do a lot by asking my audience, using my Instagram, especially on my stories. I use my Instagram stories a lot to interact with my audience, right? And another way to validate is to ask Google. So go to Google, see what people are asking, use Google Trends. What are people asking about? What is that consistent thing people keep Googling that they want to know about, right? Another way to validate is to ask your competitors' audience. How do you ask your competitors' audience? I'm not saying you should go and stalk your competitors. Look for people in similar niche or in related niche. When they make posts, or what are people commenting more on? What is that particular thing people want to know? And you know that thing. Someone reached out to me recently and said, oh, she joined a class, and in the class, people keep asking about a particular thing over and over and over and over and over. Even the trainer got tired of answering, and she knew this thing so well, and she felt convinced that she needed to create a course. That is one way to validate. So wherever you find yourself, you need to be active, pay attention to your audience, pay attention to other people's audience, pay attention to what people are saying. That's a very good way to validate that this thing, if you put it out, it is going to make you money. All right. And then another thing is to ask your ideal audience. So asking your ideal audience, this is where you ask in groups like Quora, Reddit, Nairaland, Facebook groups. There are Facebook groups where you can ask questions to know what people. I'm in different Facebook groups. I'm in Facebook groups that talks about funnels. I'm in Facebook groups that talks about online courses. I'm in Facebook groups that talk about Facebook ads. So I'm in different Facebook groups serving different purposes. So if I need to ask questions about sales funnels, I can go there and ask questions to know what people want to learn, what they are struggling with when it comes to funnels. That will help me to know what people want to learn, right? All right. So now, after you've done all of this process, you will not decide to say, okay, I've come up with a final thing based on my research and everything. I've come up with this. This is what I'm going to create as my course. Once you do that, you're not going to sell that idea first. Sell it first before you create anything. All right. So let's break down the validation process. All right. So now, the first thing about validation, ask your audience. I told you I'm very active on my stories, right? So you see all of my question stickers. A good way to ask your audience is to create story pools. If you're active on Instagram, create story pools. If you're active on WhatsApp, create WhatsApp status, asking questions, ask people to reply the status. Then you can now do your survey to know what people are asking more. All right. So you can ask people, would you like to learn this thing? Or you can say, what would you like to learn? A or B? So based on what you have brainstormed, you brainstorm 30 things, and out of that 30, you pick out 3 topics. Then you come and ask your audience, out of these 3 topics, select the one that you're struggling with the most. They're going to tell you, they will respond to you, right? If it's survey that you want to do, maybe you have more audience in your email list, send out emails sharing the link to the survey that you created on Google Form. Ask them to fill the quick form so that you know how to serve them better. Tell them to select the option that is best for them, right? Or when you have a one-on-one call with your clients, you can ask them what they are struggling with the most. This can give you an idea as to what people want to learn. All right. So these are ways to validate your idea. You can see that. Are you planning on creating a lead magnet, templates, training, etc.? I asked this question because then I was working on my lead magnet secret book. I wanted to know if people want to know how they can create a better lead magnet, and people responded. Now, this was the pool I created before I started my Facebook ad course pre-order. See the pool. I said the way people are asking me about Facebook ad, you can see October 23. When people ask me about Facebook ad course, I don't have any currently. I pulled out the one I had. I don't have a standalone Facebook ad, but I'm thinking of having a webinar, not free, please. Will you come if I do it? You can see 92% of people said yes, they want the training. Now that gave me enough validation, the first validation that I need to know that, oh, my audience need this training. Now, this is one thing I want you to know. All of these things that I've listed here, ask your audience, ask Google. You may not do all of them. All right. So if you don't have an audience, you may focus more on asking Google, listening to your competitors' audience, and then listening more in Facebook groups and Nairaland and Quora and Reddit, what people are searching for online. All right. When I did not have an audience, I spent hours, 2 hours, Googling, trying to find out what people are searching, going on Reddit, going on Quora to check what people want to learn about. But now I have an audience. What I just do is I ask them on my story on Instagram, or I send mails to my audience to ask them to know what they would want to learn. All right. Now that I have an audience, but if you don't have an audience yet, you can focus more on Google. So don't worry about doing story pool. You say, I did story pool, nobody replied. I sent out email, nobody answered me. I don't have email to send to. Go and do Google search. Listen to what people are saying around you. That should give you validation that you need that. All right. So now ask Google. That's the second option. So you must not do all of them. You can do one of them, or you can do all if you like. So how can you ask Google? Use Google search. or use YouTube search, and you can also use Google Trends. So let me quickly show you how to use Google search. All right, so just come here to Google. So let's say the training I want to teach is on how to start your own podcast, right? So I'm just going to say how to start a podcast course. I'm just going to put it on in the search. All right, and then you just search. You may find that people have courses about this thing. So now we search how to start a podcast course. You can see different courses: free podcasting course, online podcasting classes, start your own podcast. You can see that there are courses here, and I have this extension that I posted. You can see here on the keywords everywhere. This extension is called Keywords Everywhere. It's a Google extension that I have that also helps me do my research. This is the extension here. The name of the extension should be Keywords Everywhere. So when I search for this, you see when I search for it now, this is the name of the extension, Keywords Everywhere. I search for podcast training. Now here you can see free podcast training courses, podcast course online, how to start a podcast, how to start a podcast for free. Now this can even give you ideas as to what your course can be about. So you see that this is what people are looking for. You can even go to YouTube, right? You can go to YouTube to even see what people want to learn. Let's also go to Google Trends. Just come here, say Google Trends. Let's just quickly go to Google Trends as well while we're also searching on YouTube, right? So now this is Google Trends. So click on it, Google Trends. The first, no, this is not it. This is not it. The second one that says trends.google.com. This is Google Trends. How to start a podcast. You can see that in the last 12 months, let's say 12 months, that's 1 year. In the last 1 year, over 100 people have been searching for this topic. Podcast topic. These are even related topics. Do it yourself, musical. So this is what people have been searching for. You can see that people have been searching for it. Over 100 people. Requested map does not exist. Okay, I think I selected the wrong categories. All categories. The search, web search, the country. So let us say worldwide, right? Keep it at worldwide. What have people searched for worldwide about podcasts? So here you can see that in Kenya, over 100, in Nigeria, 70, Canada. So you can just check the entire region and you see everything people are searching about podcasts worldwide, right? And you know the cool thing about Google Trends, so if you don't have an audience, you can compare two topics. Remember the two topics we picked was how to start a podcast and how to publish a book. So now you search for the first one, how to start a podcast. So now we can compare and see which one people are searching for the more. So click on this compare. All right, once you click on it, to ask you to put in the second topic, how to publish an ebook. All right, so we're going to compare these two and you're going to see. So red is for how to publish an ebook, blue is for how to start a podcast. All right, so when you scroll down, you are going to see that people have been searching more for how to start a podcast than they've been. Okay, show interest for how to start a podcast. Use the drop down. Interest for how to publish a book. You can see that published book is just very small. It's very small. You can see it compared to the podcast, meaning that a lot of people want to learn how to start a podcast more than how they want to publish a book. All right, so if that's the two topics you have, you can do the comparison yourself to know. But if you have an audience, you can just do a story pool and ask your audience. The same way you can go to YouTube and just search for it on YouTube, all right? So you can know what people want to know. So that's how to do the search on that's how to do the search using Google Trends or YouTube or all of that. So the other way is to listen to what your competitors are already saying, join groups to know what people want to learn and all of that, right? So now, once you've validated, right, ask Google, listen to trends, you validate. Like I say, you don't need to go through all of them. If you already have an audience, focus on asking your audience. Use emails, use story pools, use your WhatsApp status, use your Facebook groups to ask. If you don't have an audience, focus more on Google Trends, YouTube search. That topic they are searching for, is it very broad? Is it a broad market? Are people looking for answers? Right? So once you do that, the next thing is now to select and refine. So this way you're now going to decide to say, oh, okay, I think from the search that we did on Google, you can see that podcasting is winning over publishing a book. So for me, if I was going to compare between those two before, now I'm just going to say, oh, okay, I'm doing a training on podcasting. All right. So that's how you do the selection and refining. That's it really. All right. So now the final step of validation. Now you've decided on the topic you want to teach, but you want to also confirm that will people pay for it? It's not enough to say people are asking for this topic. Are they going to pay for it? All right. So this is the last step of validation. Sell it first. Sell it first. Remember I told you that if you think I don't mean what I'm saying, that maybe I'm just telling you things because I want to tell you things. All right, let me go to my Instagram. I'm not telling you things because I just want to tell you things. Okay, I'm telling you what I am practicing and that has been working for me. I don't want to work myself out to go and create a course and then people don't need it. It doesn't make any sense for me to go and create a course that people don't need. So I want to show you that I've been selling my course on pre-order. I started last week. I've been sending out emails. I've been doing Instagram promotion. I've not started running ads. No, I don't want to run ads yet. You can use ads to do your pre-order if you want, but this particular product, I don't want to use ads yet. I purposely do not want to use ads. So I decided to say, okay, I don't want to use ads yet. I want to see how it's going to do organically. So let me show you my profile. So you see that I've been talking about this thing. Even the videos I've been doing has been about this pre-order. I'm trying to sell it first. To God who made me, I've not created the course. I only have the outline ready. All right, but I've not created the course. Network is a bit slow. So these are some videos I've been doing talking about the pre-order. These are educating people about why they need to start running ads or how they can make their ads better. You can see it here. Let me click on it so you're going to see it very well. So you see that it's something I'm doing. So sell it first before you put it out there. Sell it first. Don't just put it out. See, sell more with ads. Pre-order now. You see that? So it's not something that I'm just telling you, say, go and do it, and I'm not doing it. No. I practice what I preach. All right? So let's go back to what we were doing, right? So the final step of validation is to sell it first. So sell your course first. If you don't have an audience, you can still sell it first. So whether you have an audience, you don't have an audience, you can still sell it first. All right. So in order to sell it first, the first thing you want to do, if you have an audience, ask your audience. So once you do the pool, you do everything. Your audience say, oh, I want this, I want this, I want that. Yes, I want to be in this training. Very good. Offer a freebie to build anticipation. So you can either offer a freebie to build anticipation, or you can ask them to join a wait list, or you can sell it on pre-order. The one that I like doing a lot, I don't like doing this wait list thing, except it's a signature course that you'll be opening once every year. If you know Trisha Biz, she has a signature called Monetize and Knowledge that she opens once every year. So for that kind of course, you can ask people to join a wait list. But if it's an evergreen course that you keep selling and selling, there is no need to ask people to join a wait list. Just ask them the question, oh, do you want to learn this? And they say yes. Then if you have the power for freebie, do freebie. If you don't want freebie, you can just ask them to pre-order immediately so that you will know that they are actually interested. So if 1 or 2 persons buy, that means that's not the validation you need. Don't worry about, say, 100 people buy. No. Let 1 or 2 persons pay you money at least first. You know that, yes, somebody is actually interested in this. What if you don't have an audience? You don't have people on Instagram, you don't have people on Facebook, you don't have people on WhatsApp, but you want to create a course. What are you going to do? You need to create a new audience for yourself. You need to create a new audience for yourself. And how can you do this? You can create a lead magnet, a freebie to start building your audience, to start building your list. You can create a freebie and say, oh, send me a WhatsApp message to get access to this freebie if you are more active on WhatsApp. If you like emails, create a landing page, create a freebie, tell people to enter their email address, and then you give them the freebie, right? Then you follow up with several emails, and then after that, you can now ask them to either join a wait list or you ask them to pre-order. All right, so that's another cool way to actually validate your ideas. All right, so this is like a pictorial representation. So asking your audience, you can use story polls, then offer a freebie. You can just offer a lead magnet, then here is where they put their contact information, they get the freebie, and then you ask them to pre-order or for early bird discounts, right? That's how to do it. For this one, create a new audience. You can use ads to get people on your landing page to give you their contact information. Okay, so you follow up with emails, right? So once that is done, right, this is like the general overview of how the pre-launch phase will look like. So what you are going to be doing in the pre-launch phase, right, you are going to announce your idea, you're going to educate your audience through the process, right? So the pre-launch phase, the three key things, we are done with the research phase, 3 things on that pre-launch: research, outline, and structure, right? So let me go over the research. So you do the brainstorming, you validate the idea. Once you validate the idea, you announce your idea and educate your audience through the process. All right, you want to engage them to help you pick title, create their anticipation, ask them what they want to learn. Then you sell it on pre-order, or you can actually do the join a wait listing, right? If you don't have an audience, you can still post about it on your page. So when people come visit it, they will see it there. Create a lead magnet, promote this on social media using ads to get new eyeballs and potential customers. Then ask for the pre-order, right? So now the best practices. Now the pre-launch phase is where you educate your audience. So through social media, if you go to my social media handles, I'm educating people right now about Facebook, why their ad is not working, how they can get their ads better. All right, that's what I'm doing. So persons may not know these things. Don't assume that people know it. There are too many people in this world for you to assume that everybody knows it. People don't know it. If you like, there are things I've said on my page like 12 months ago. If I repost them again, people still act as if like they have not said it before. So people have many things going on in their life. So educate them with your social media content, educate them with your email content, educate them with your freebies. Go live to answer questions. You can boost a post or promote a post on your page, right, to educate people about those courses that you want to sell. One reason why many people don't buy your course is because they don't understand what you are selling. They don't understand it. It's not clear to them. They don't know what it's about. They don't know the whole thing. All right. So that's essence why you need to why you need to educate people through the process. And this is what the pre-launch phase is about. So it's not just about validating your idea, brainstorming. You still need to educate your audience throughout the process so that when you now launch, all your efforts will not be in vain, right? So now, this is a bonus tips. One thing I always do on my page, every week I make sure that I spend at least 2,500 on my page. I spend 2,500 every week, 500 naira every day. I make sure that I promote a page. I do the $1 a day strategy on Instagram. All right, every day I spend $1, 500 every day to be promoting the best performing posts on my page for that week. So every week I'm promoting a post. That's what I do. So how do you promote a post on Instagram, right? So what you want to do is to go to the post, click on boost post, then click on the option that says more profile visits, then say automatic. You can say automatic audience, or you can choose to create your own audience, right? Once you do that, if you click on create your own audience, then it will ask you to choose location, select interest, choose the age group. But if you choose automatic audience, Facebook automatically look for people that are similar to your followers and show the ads to them, right? Once you do that, the next thing is to select your budget. So you select the option that says choose your own. So you use the lowest amount. For me, the lowest amount here is $5.97. That is the lowest amount. Then you choose the duration, and then you can go ahead to launch the ad. That's how I do $1 a day strategy for my page every day, every week. At least I spend 2.5 to promote a page. I'm not selling anything. I'm just promoting the post to get more visibility for my page. That's just a bonus tip. So many of you that feel, oh, people are not seeing me on Instagram. That is the sweet spot. I started promoting a post today. I just started promoting a post today on Instagram. If you look at it here, you can see that people are already following me from that post. I'm already getting followers. This is the post I'm currently promoting. People are following. Although people are already interacting, you can see that people are following me from the post. People are liking already. That's the essence of the $1 a day strategy to boost your following and engagement on social media. Facebook wants you to actually spend money on them before they will pay attention to you, right? So that's the essence of it. Okay, so now let's go to the next step of the pre-launch phase. So now you validated your idea, people are now pre-ordering your course. The next thing is to outline and design your course structure. All right, so this is where you start to brainstorm different possible ideas that can help your audience achieve results. So if you've carried out the research phase, this is going to be an easy task. So if you carry out the research phase, then you definitely must have known, okay, this is a particular thing people want to learn. So people want to learn how to start a podcast, but what exactly are they struggling with? Are they struggling more with recording? Are they struggling more with getting the tools to start? Or are they struggling more with knowing how to use the platform for podcasting? Or are they struggling more with choosing what podcasting platform to use? When you do your research properly, you'll be able to answer all of these questions, and this will help you structure and design your course. Now, the outline and the design, this is where many people screw things up. They just screw everything up. All the work they've done, they screw everything up. A lot of people make their structure, their outline too bulky. You're selling a course for 5,000 and the curriculum is too bulky that when someone look at it, they'll be like, how can somebody be doing this for 2.5? It's too over good, like the content is too much. It becomes overwhelming for the students. You just overthink things. I made a post today on Instagram saying that just stop overthinking things, right? Stop overthinking this whole course thing. The best way to do it is just to ask yourself that, okay, assuming I do not know this topic before, what is the first thing I would like to know? Write it down. What is the second thing I would like to know? Write it down. What is the third thing I would like to know? Write it down, right? And another thing that people do is that their content does not give value. So I'm saying that your content should not be too bulky. Does not mean that it should not be valuable. When people pay for your course, they will not see results. No, that's not what I mean. It should not be too bulky. You should just go straight to the point. If you are teaching them how to design on Canva, go straight to the point. Teach them how to design on Canva. Stop saying, oh, how to take your Canva design to WhatsApp, how to take it to email. No, teach them just that one thing. You can create another course for that purpose. Stop doing everything. Something you can use to create 3 courses, you do it in 1 course. Please stop overwhelming people. For example, I have the landing page course, teaching people how to build a landing page. That's to build an opt-in page to collect emails and also to send out freebies. And then I also have another course that's just for sales page, to build a sales page to sell their product. Why did I not combine everything together into 1 course? No, number one reason why I did not do it is because the landing page course is just 2.5. I cannot be putting all of those details into 2.5. People will not value it, and they will feel like it's very overwhelming. They will not even start they will not get results. The sales page mini course is on its own. The landing page is on its own. All right. So when you do things that way, when people buy landing page mini course, they get results. Over 380 plus students are currently taking the landing page mini course, and they're getting results. They're sending me testimonials every day because I did not make it overwhelming for them, right? The sales page mini course selling on its own as well. So when you buy the landing page, you're like, oh, I want to sell my product, I need a sales page. Then you can go for the sales page mini course, and you will learn. The only thing you are learning there is sales page. I'm not teaching you how to collect emails in the sales page mini course. That's only because combining emails, combining sales, it is overwhelming. Please. All right? And do not overthink it as well. Stop saying, oh, Ella says I should not make it too bulky. It's just don't stop. You can always update your course. You can always update whatever thing you're creating. So do not overthink the whole process. All right? So now a good way to start. Me, what I like to do, especially when I started out, I like to go to Coursera and Udemy to see how people are structuring their course. It helps me a lot to know what to put in, to know what to remove, especially Udemy, right? Or you can, when you take courses of other people, look at how they are structuring their own course. Most times, don't just buy courses because you want to learn how to do something. Also take note of how they are structuring their course, how they are putting the things step by step. All right. And then also based on feedbacks and questions that people are asking you, you can use that to know what to put into your course. All right. So let's go to Udemy. Let me show you how I search for courses on Udemy. So now you just come and search for anything. So let's say we want to search for a course about podcasts. So I want to teach on podcasts. Just search for it. We are going to search for it, right? How did this one come here now? Okay, so let's search for something about podcasts on Udemy. We want to see how the course outline looks like, how other people do their course outline when it comes to podcasts. Okay, so this is a course on Udemy, the podcast masterclass, the complete guide to podcasting. You see, people are creating courses on podcasts. See people taking these courses. Over 2,000 plus people. That means this thing is making money. See, $99.99. People are buying this thing, man. $84.99. Imagine, people are paying for podcasting. See course. So what you want to do is open the course, this Udemy, click on the course. You're going to see the course outline, how the trainer has structured the course. All right, what you are going to learn. You learn how to start and grow and monetize your own podcast, equipment you need to get started, record interviews over Skype, why you should start a podcast today. You see what the person is going to teach. So this is everything the person is going to teach in this course. If you even scroll down even more, you're going to see the entire course outline. Scroll down. This is the course content. You're going to see the entire course content. So now you see, this is module 1. Welcome to Podcast Masterclass. Introduction, students. Then module 2, getting started. Why you should start a podcast. The rise of audio and podcasting. Recommended equipment list. What equipment you need. From here, you can know how to structure your course. This is another module. Set up your equipment. Connecting this. Recording your computer. Recording this. So you see, these are different things that people are teaching. And that is not just the only course about podcasts. You can go back and check the second one. You saw that there were so many courses about podcasts. So once you've taken note of what this person put in their own, check what the next person put in their own. That would help you actually know. Let's check this one. So the same way goes for Coursera. So just go to Coursera. If it's a book you're writing, go to Amazon. Check what people are putting about their book, right? Check the reviews. Let's go. So you see course curriculum. What is podcast? Software you need. You can see types of recording. You can see that this person's curriculum is different from that one, but it's similar, right? One person in a room, multiple persons in a room. You see this? One person in a room, multiple persons. So these are the different things this person is going to teach in his own podcasting course. All right. So that's how to know exactly how to go about your modules and lessons. So if you don't know how to structure into modules and lessons, go to Udemy or go to Coursera. That's a very good way to start. A very good place to start. Or if you're taking any of my courses, you can check how I'm structuring my course. And that should also help you as well. Now, this is like a simple way, online course. Usually, I don't like, if it's a mini course, I usually don't like my modules to be more than 5 modules. So it will not be too complicated. So think about 5 things you can talk about under a big idea. So these are going to be your modules. Then under each module, think about 5 to 7 subtopics. These are going to be your lessons. All right. So you see what we did here with this course. This particular course that we searched for, this podcasting, you see that they have modules and lessons. Let me explain it to you before we go back. I don't know why this thing closed. Excuse me. Now, this is the course outline. Now, welcome to the podcast is one module, module 1. Under welcome to the podcast, you have 2 lessons, introduction to the course and this. Then module 2 is getting started with podcasting. You have 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 4, 5, 6, 7. You have about 8 lessons. Then record your podcast is another module. These are different lessons under that. All right, so that's how the modules and lessons works. Okay. So Let me show you an example of what I put together. So this is module 1. Let's say module 1, let's say we are talking about writing a book. Module 1 can be fundamentals of writing. So under the module 1, we have lesson 1, what is writing? Lesson 2, how to be a great writer. Lesson 3, the do's and don'ts of writing. Lesson 4, the core elements of writing. Then you have module 2, the writing process. Under the writing process, you have 5 lessons. The XXX writing formula, basic steps in writing, writing mistakes to avoid, writing steps, the skill to writing, right? So now, one key thing I want you to note, when you're creating your lessons, please, please, and please, and please, don't make your videos to be too long, 1 hour straight, 2 hours, 4 hours. It will make it very boring, right? Most of my courses, I make, maybe in my entire course, maybe only one video will be like 48 minutes or 1 hour. Others will be like 9 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 10 minutes. Why I'm doing it like that is because I want it to be easily digestible. When someone see a video of 10 minutes, they will have the motivation to watch it, that when they see a straight video of 1 hour, they are going to be discouraged of watching it, right? Make sure that your lessons are not too long. And another key thing, if you are doing a training where you have to record your phone screen and not your laptop screen. So this training, I mean, maybe trainings like you are doing photo editing. No, you're using your phone to edit the photo. And you need to record your phone screen to do it. Usually, screen recording on your phones are usually very large. So you want to keep the videos to about 6-7 minutes so that it's not too large. Alright, so it's not too large. 6-7 minutes. Cut it down small. When they watch the first one, you put the second one, say continued. Put the third one, say continued. They will understand it, right? So that it is not too large. But if you're recording on your desktop or your laptop, you can go all the way to 20 minutes, because when you use Zoom, for example, the video size is always very small. So that can also help you save space. Alright, so that's it. Now, once you have your course modules and lessons, the next thing is to design your slides. What I'm using to teach you now is my slide. So now, no matter how good you are in that course, you need something to guide you. That is your slide. Remember, if you notice as I'm talking, I'm just looking at the slide. I have all the key points I want to talk about on my slide. Then once I look at them, I know what to say. Alright, but if I don't have a slide, I may not remember all of these things, because when you start talking, you may start talking out of points, not because you don't know it, but because you don't have something guiding you, right? So you can design, you can get stock photos for your slide on Pixels, Pixabay, Envato, Storyblok, Shutterstock. And you can design your slides on PowerPoint, Canva, Google Slides, or Keynote. I like Canva because with Canva, I don't need to go and start looking for stock photos. Already stock photos inside Canva. So that's why most times I just design my slides on Canva. I cannot stress my life. Alright? So once you design your slides, highlight only the keywords to guide you through the recording process. Now, I've been saying a lot of things on this particular slide that is open, but the only thing on the slide are the keywords that I want you to see and know. With the keywords, I'll know what to explain to you. So that's how your course should be like. And also, yes, so that is it. So now you've designed your course. The next phase of the online course process is launch phase. So this is where you do the other 25% of the work. So we are done with the pre-launch phase, where you brainstorm, you validate your idea, you sell your idea first, then you structure your course, then you design your slides and the presentation slide. If you are doing a training like cake, you are baking cake, or you're doing tailoring, that means you're not recording your screen. You're actually filming yourself with your phone or with a camera. You do not need a slide. You need a script. So you can have a note beside you with all the key points that you're going to say. Say, oh, after I talk about bordering, this is the next thing I want to talk about. Or after I talk about putting the flour in the bowl, this is the next thing I want to talk about. So just have a script by your side so that it's going to help you know what you're going to say next. So you don't go and talk off key and go and start saying rubbish in your video, right? So if that's the kind of course like baking or tailoring where you have to film with your phone or with your camera, then you need to have a script and not slide. Alright, I hope we get that point. So now the launch phase, these are the key things you need to do in the launch phase. You have your slides ready or you have your script ready. What you want to do is to record your course lessons accordingly. So each lesson should not be longer than 30 minutes at least. Then edit your videos, remove irrelevant parts. Maybe you made mistake. Then you can host your course on Seller, you can host it on Kobo Course, you can host it on Teachable, or even on Google Drive. Once your course is ready, you can now build a landing page to generate new leads and lead them to your course sales page. So create a freebie, create a lead magnet, generate freebie. When people opt in, you can now sell to them via emails, retarget them, then send them to your sales where you are selling your course. Then announce your course and give early bird access or pre or discount, right? So let's go over all of this process one after the other. So let's start with recording, editing, and hosting. So what are the tools that you can use to record? The tools I used to record when I first started, if you are recording, if you are doing a course like baking, tailoring, then you will need a script, you need a camera, mic, or lights. So the lights can be ring lights, all right? The mic can be your inbuilt phone camera, your inbuilt phone mic or laptop mic. I'm teaching you right now, I'm not using an external mic, I'm just talking over my laptop, and then you need a screen. But if you're doing a training, like something like this, a training that people can access online, they can just watch, you can show them the screen and be showing them the display online, like what I'm doing right now, then you can use Zoom to do your recording, all right? But if you are doing a training like photo editing and you need to use your phone to show people, you can use your inbuilt screen recorder on your phone, or you can download a screen recording app from Play Store or Apple Store to record. Then when you record your screen, you can now edit with tools, with apps like CapCut, VN app on your phone. That's if you are using your phone. Or you can even use InShot to edit. But if you're using your phone, you want to make sure that the video length is at least 6 to 10 minutes so that the size will not be too large. It will not be larger than 150, 200 MB. Alright? So that's about the creation. Let me quickly show you how to record on Zoom. Although I'm already in a Zoom meeting, so you may not necessarily be able to start a meeting on Zoom. But once you have a Zoom account, right? Once you have a Zoom account, this is what is possible. Let me show you. So once you have a Zoom account, everybody with a Zoom account has a personal meeting ID, right? So just click on personal meeting ID and then click on start the meeting. You start the meeting and then you start to record. Make sure you can only record Zoom on your laptop. If you use your phone, you cannot record it. Then you start recording. Just this training right now is being recorded, all right? So that's how to record on Zoom. Once you are done recording, it's going to save, and then you can go and find it in your laptop. You can save it to your laptop, right? Let me show you how to find, after you end the meeting, to find what you've saved. Just go here to recorded. You're going to see all of the meetings that you've recorded. If you have any, you select the particular meeting you want to view the recording on. Now you can see this one. I have a recording here. Once I open it, it will open in my file. All right. Once you download anything on Zoom, it's going to automatically create a folder for you on your laptop. All right. So for me, my Zoom folder is on my laptop. So if I go to documents, I have my Zoom folder. Let me search for Zoom. Zoom RSTUVWXYZ. So this is my Zoom folder. You see it on my documents. So this is where all the Zoom meetings that I've downloaded before has been saved to. All right, so that's how to find it. And one thing I want you to know about recording with Zoom, once you start the personal meeting, after recording lesson 1, end the Zoom meeting. When you want to record lesson 2, start another Zoom meeting. And then once you are done with lesson 2, end the Zoom meeting. Don't record it straight, like straight 4 hours, straight 3 hours. Why I say you should not do that? So that the editing process will be easy for you. Remember, you want to upload each lesson as a standalone video. So record lesson 1, end the Zoom meeting. Record lesson 2, end the Zoom meeting. Record lesson 3, end the Zoom meeting. Like that till you record all your lessons together, right? So now, specifically for those whose course don't need a slide, like for people who bake cake or people who are into tailoring, right? So what you need, you can have a bullet point note with keynotes, with keywords of things to say and do in each lesson by your side. Have a good phone with a clear camera. Have a good background, sunlight or lighting, or you can use a tripod. You need a 360 tripod to hold your phone like this, so that the phone can be showing you, can be videoing you, right? Or if you don't want, can be filming you. What's videoing? Is that a word? Oh my god. So the phone can be filming what you're doing. So you can use the front camera or you can use the back camera. That's if you have somebody to be monitoring it for you. But if you don't have anybody to monitor, you just use your front camera to video yourself and record whatever thing they are recording. Alright? So that's for those people. So what tools do you need for editing? For me, I use Camtasia. I use Camtasia for my recording and editing. When I started, I used to use Zoom, but now I no longer use Zoom. I use Camtasia. The process of installing Camtasia is very technical, but I'm going to give you access to a file that you can go and watch a video on how to install Camtasia. So if you like it, you can go and use this. So this is Camtasia. My Camtasia. This is the app. I use it for recording and editing files. You can use Loom to record and edit. You can use Screencast-O-Matic, you can use VSDS, you can use Premiere Pro, Filmora, you can use Shortcut. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to download the Shortcut app, how to use it to edit your Zoom video that you use in creating your different lessons. Alright, so you can download it into your device. Also, if, like I said, if you are doing a screen recording on your phone, let's say what you are teaching is what you want to teach on phone. Let's say video editing on phone. You don't need slides, you don't need to record your laptop with your phone. You need to do screen recording over your phone. You can use app like the VN app or CapCut app on your phone to edit your videos into short clips. Then you can now upload to Google Drive. You can now upload to Kobo Course, Seller, Teachable, or wherever platform where you want to host your course. So I'm trying to open my Camtasia, so you see how it looks like. While that is loading, I'll quickly go and show you how to download the Shortcut. Why am I showing you how to use Shortcut app for editing? Because it is easy to download, and not just easy to download, it is free to use and it is easy to use. Alright, so let's quickly go to Shortcut. So this is a file that I created. I'm going to give you access. When I send you the replay link, I'm going to send you the link to this file. The link to this document will be inside the replay. So you can watch, you can download the Shortcut app. Just use the link to download it. This thing is blocking my slide though. Camtasia, please open or leave here. Alright, so you can, let me just click on this URL here so I can go and download this. Let's visit the site. So this Camtasia, please leave my screen. Okay, so let's visit this site where we have to download the Shortcut app. So once I send it to you, all you just have to do is to click on the link. Want to download the Shortcut app, alright? So Shortcut is a free open source cross-platform video editor. So you click on download at the top here. Alright. So once you click on that, it will show you the option to download. Okay, so this is how to download the Shortcut app. So remember, you are recording with thank God, Camtasia is out of the way. Remember, you are recording your lessons with Zoom. It's free. You can record your lessons for free on Zoom. Like this training I'm doing now, I'm recording it. Right? The only difference is that you are not sharing the link with anybody. You just go to personal meeting, you just start the meeting, and you make sure that you are recording. Click on record. You start teaching as if you are teaching people, and then once you are done with lesson 1 slide, you end the meeting. You open lesson 2 slide, you start the meeting, right? So now once you want to download the show, after you are done with the Zoom, how do you now edit parts? Maybe where you coughed, or where you had network problem, or maybe where things were not working really well. This is what you need the Shortcut app for. So click on download, and you're going to see 2 download options. The first option is Site 1, Force Hub, Site 2, GitHub. So you're going to use the Site 2 and use the first option that says Windows Installer. You're going to click on that, and it's going to start downloading. Once you click on it, you see that it's now downloading here. So you're going to allow that download. While that is downloading, let me show you the Camtasia, how Camtasia looks like. Camtasia has opened now, thank God. So this is how Camtasia looks like. I can start a new recording or I can start a new project. So if I click on start a new project, it will take me here where I can now start. I can bring in a video, I can start editing the video. All right. If I click on record, I can start recording without using Zoom. But I started with Zoom. Zoom is much easier. You don't need to do any hard work installing Zoom. But for installing Camtasia, you need a lot of process. And remember I said without any techie tool, so I don't want to take you through any techie stuff. All right. But if you still want to get Camtasia, this document, I'm going to give you access to this document when I send the replay. So you're going to see the download access to this Camtasia. So download Camtasia, and this is the guide, the installation guide. So after you download Camtasia, before you install it, make sure you watch this video. Watch the video first. Then when you're not installing it, watch the video and be following the video step by step before you install Camtasia. So you download before you install, before you do anything, you do that, right? So now we've successfully downloaded Shortcut app. Let's now install it. So you click on the app, it's going to open up. Then you're going to install the app. While we're waiting for that, let's go to the next slide. Okay, so it's a Shortcut app that's trying to install. So install Shortcut app. You said yes. You're going to say yes. All right, then it will start installing. Okay. So the app will start installing. It has started installing. The app is now installing. Let's see. Yes. So you click on I agree. Make sure you agree to the terms. Click on next. Click on install. It will start to install. Right? You see it's installing now. Once it's done installing, you're going to see the option to tell you installed. But let's just minimize this, right? So after editing your course with Shortcut, you can now host your course on Seller. You can host it on Kobo Course. You can host it on Google Drive, Teachable, WordPress, Kajabi, or Katra. All right. So I will first of all show you how to edit your video on Shortcut. Before I show you, I will just show you how to host your course on Google Drive. Seller, for you to host your course on Seller, you need to pay 8K monthly or 80,000 every year. Kobo Course, I think about 10,000 monthly. Teachable, I think about $15 to $25. Same thing for all of this one. You need to pay. Google Drive is free to host your course. All right. So let's see if Shortcut has finally installed. Okay, it's still installing. While that is installing, let me just show you. A lot of you will be saying, oh, will people not get access to my course on Google Drive? Will they not be able to access my course? Will they not be able to share my course? Will they not be able to download my course to their phone on Google Drive? The answer is no. You can set the restriction so that people cannot download your course on Google Drive. All right. So I will show you that real quick while our Shortcut app is downloading. Our Shortcut app is still downloading. Okay, it's almost done. It's almost done. This one is still installing. So let me show you how to create your course on Google Drive. So if you want to create up your course on Google Drive, make sure you have a Gmail account. Go to drive.google.com. Then the first thing, make sure that you are on My Drive. Then click on New. Create a new folder, right? So this new folder you're going to create is going to be the title of the course. So title of the course. That's what this new folder is going to be. So if your course is, let's say, XYZ course, then you're going to write XYZ course. Then you create. All right. Then you create. So now this is the folder that we created on Google Drive. So now after creating the folder, you want to restrict the access. So click. So now you're no longer on my folder, on My Drive. You're now on the folder that you created, which is the title of the course. You want to go to the share. Make sure that it is saying that the access is restricted. Access is restricted. Go to settings. Make sure you uncheck this. Now, let's say your course have 4 modules, right? 4 modules. You need to now add the 4 modules inside this module. So how to do that is go to new, create another folder, and then you call this one, number it 1 first, module 1, because you can now put the title of the module here if you have the title of the module, because the way Google Drive does is that it arranges things alphabetically. So you need to use numbers 1, 2, so that your students will not be confused. Create another folder. Let's say we have 2 modules in this course. Let's just create another folder. So you're going to say 2, module 2, and then you can put the title of the module, right? So now we have the course, title of the course. We have module 1, module 2 inside this course. So again, go to module 1, go to share for module 1. All right, go to settings, uncheck this, and then go to module 2, the same thing, go to share, go to settings, uncheck this. All right, so now once you are done with this, you now want to add the different lessons into each of the modules. So let's say you now have different videos you want to put into module 1. So you open module 1. Now you see we are now in, if you click on module 1, we are now in module 1 and it's empty. So this time around, you're not going to add a folder, you're going to upload a file upload. So this file upload, you're not going to upload the course video that you want to give people access to. Let me just look for a very simple video that the size is not large. Let's see. This one, the size is 10 MB. I just want something simple. All right, so we are going to upload this. It's uploading now. Let's say we have 2 lessons inside this module. So let me upload 2. Let's say this. Okay, so now this is lesson 1. So you're not like, how will people not download my videos? How people on Google Drive, they cannot download it. This is how to do it, right? So after you put the video, you're going to do it individually. Now select this video 1. The first thing is to rename it. So if this is lesson 1, use number, say 1 before you say lesson 1. That way, this will come first, right? Then you rename this one to use number. You say 2 before you say lesson 2. So this will come first. Because if you don't use number, Google Drive will arrange alphabetically. So if A is the first thing, if your module 2 title starts with A, and then module 1 title starts with B, that means module 2 will come before module 1. So that's why you just need to put the 1 before the title of the module. Now that you've done this, how do you now make people not download your file? Very easy. So select the file again, go to share this time, make sure it's restricted, then go to settings, uncheck this. Now look at the second option that says viewers and commenters can see the option to download, print, and copy. You want to make sure you remove this option. Let them not see the option to download, print, and copy. You don't want them to see that option. That's how to make people not download your videos. Do it for the second one. So you're going to do it for every video you add to your file. You're going to do it for every video you add to your file, right? Once you are done with it. People will not be able to download your file again when you share it. Now, when you're ready to share your course, the same thing you can go for module 1. Do module 1. Do module 2. When you're ready to share your course with people, you can just come here to course title. So you can either get the link and share it with people, then they will request access to get access. Or you can just go to share and you can just put the person's email address. Let's say this person, for example. Then you give them commenter or viewer access. Don't give anybody editor access. Editors can change this in your document. So either give them as commenter or viewer. So whichever one you want, then you click on send, they'll receive access to your course. So that's how to host your course on Google Drive. I believe we are done with that. I believe our shortcut app are successfully installed. Let me see that. It's still installing. I'm wondering why this thing is taking so long. Okay, completed. Okay, click on close. The app has now been installed. So let's go here. Let's search for shortcuts. We want to open the app, right? So this is the app, shortcut app. All right, so let's open it. So we allow it to open and I will show you how to use the app. So I've showed you how to host your course on Google Drive. All right. So now, after I show you how to use the shortcut app, the next thing we are going to go into, we are now going to go to the pre-launch phase. All right. We're now going to go to the post-launch phase. Oh my God. Okay, so the fear a lot of people have, the biggest fear a lot of persons have when they want to create their course is that, how do I get the money to pay for all the stuff I need to create and sell my course? You see, this fear will allow you not do anything at all. Like, it restricted me a lot. I couldn't do anything until I let that fear go. I couldn't do anything at all when I was so, excuse me, I was so afraid that, oh, I don't have the money. How can I pay for the software? Remember I told you my first mistake was going to pay for a software when I'm not making money yet. So I had that mindset that, oh, you have to pay for exotic software. You have to, no. The key thing when you create your online course is that it's giving value and people can just access your course. In fact, some of my students on Seller are saying, can you just give us access on Google Drive? People like easy things, right? So you don't want to make life complicated for yourself, trying to make things hard. You are saying, oh, let me go and pay for complicated tools. Oh, let me go and host it on WordPress. Let me go and do this one so they will know that I'm techie. Nobody cares. Nobody cares whether you're techie or not. What they care about is that you're giving value and they can access the course easily. So stop that fear of you don't have money. When you have the money, you can now start paying for things. When you don't have money, there are free things on the internet that can actually help you get started. All right. So our shortcut app is still open. Only God knows when that one will open. Let's just let that be. So once we are done with the shortcut, we are now going to go to the post-launch phase, which is going to be the final phase of launching your online course. And this is where 50% of the work happens. And this is where a lot of people get tired. This is where a lot of people get stuck. So when I created my first online course, I didn't go through the pre-launch phase. I didn't do research. I didn't do anything. I just carry course. I just go record. I start selling. I just put course out. I did not ask anybody that they want to learn. I just said, so I just jumped the pre-launch phase. I enter launch phase. And then after I launch, I did not do the post-launch phase. Let me just tell you the truth. That was why I got stuck. I got only 6 people to buy. I did not do post-launch. I just got stuck in the launch phase. And that was why I just got tired. But when I came back and I learned different and new things and how to make it better, I had to go over the process again. I go over the pre-launch. I went over the launch. I went over the post-launch to be able to review what I've done and see where the loopholes were and how I can make it better. All right, those were my mistakes. And many of you right now, some of you that have created courses that maybe people are not buying, maybe you didn't go through the pre-launch phase, or maybe you went through the pre-launch phase, but you are stuck in the launch phase. You've not moved to the post-launch phase, which is where 50% of the work is, and that is where you start making the most money. Some of you are stuck in the launch phase. You're just there. You've done pre-order. You've launched the course now. Oh yeah, church don't close. You're not talking about it anymore. All right, so you're now stuck in the launch phase. You're no longer doing this in the post-launch phase. Okay, the app has opened. So this is how the shortcut app looks like. All right, so once you are here, the key thing you just want to do, don't worry about these things. You just go to open file. All right, open file, and then you export file from your Zoom. So go to documents. For me, Zoom folder is on documents. I'll just look for a Zoom file that I can just easily import. Let's say this one. Let's say this one. So this, okay, no MP4 here. I'm looking for MP4, right? So I'm trying to look for a short video that is not too long. MP4. What's the size of this? Okay, this one is not too long, just 8 seconds. So let's add this. So once you add it, the video will be added here. All right. So let me pause. So the video now is added here. You can bring the video to this place here, to the timeline. To do that, come to the bottom left. You're going to see timeline. So select timeline. All right. Once you select timeline, you come here to the video that is here, drag it, and come and drop it here in the timeline. All right, just drop it there. It's going to come there. All right, so the video is now here, your timeline. I can easily edit here your timeline. So now, for example, let's say you coughed at this point. At this point, you coughed, and you want to remove it from this point to this point. You coughed. So once your head, the player head is here, this one. This is the cut scissors. The scissors to no. This is the split. You split it first. So you split. You move the player head to the next place where you want to cut. Alright, you split again. So now you split. So now there's this one here. Select this one that you split. You can now delete it. Click on the delete. Once you delete that, there's now a space between here and here. Just move it. Select this one, then move it to close the space. So you've closed that space. Your video is now from here to here. So if you want to remove any part, just move the header, this player head, split it, cut out the part you don't want in your video, and that's how to basically remove any part. Now, to add or increase your volume, so let's say the volume is not that loud, select the file. You have to select each, since you usually, when I want to add volume, before I cut or trim, I like to add volume to the entire thing first, so that I will not start adding volume to all the pieces. So click this. Once you do that, go to filters at the top here. Filters, this is that look like funnels. Click on filters. All right. Then you click on this plus icon, and then in the search bar, search for gain. All right. So this is gain and volume. That's how to add volume to your. You see, you can now increase the volume here. You can increase the volume from here like this. You can decrease the volume if you like. All right. So this is how to add volume. So once you are done with that, you can now export your file. Your file is ready to be exported. You've edited what you want to edit. Your file to export it, just come here to export. All right. Make sure you select default here. Default. Select default. I don't know why it's not selected. Oh. Okay, from timeline, go to advanced. Make sure it is as it is. Then you select default. So, why is it not selecting default? So I selected default is not selected. I don't know what's wrong, but you have to select default, right? So select default, and then you export. Once you select default, at the bottom here, you're going to see export. Oh, what's wrong? Let me minimize this. I want to show you something. In this document, there's also a detailed video on how to use shortcut. How you can use shortcut. So by the time I send the document, send you access to this document. See, get started on shortcut video editor. So if you watch this, you also get more insight on how to use shortcut, just in case I did not explain some things, right? So let's export this. So you click on export file at the bottom here, and you start to export. It will now show you, oh, where do you want to save this file? You can say you want to save it in your download folder. Then you can now name it. What is the name of your course? So you can say lesson 1, how to start podcast. All right. Once you do that, you click on save. It will start to download. If you want to see what you are doing, come here to jobs at the top here. Click on jobs. All right. You're going to see that whatever thing you're doing is downloading. You see now it's downloading here. Once you finish uploading, you see that 0% downloading. Once you finish downloading to 100%, you're going to see done. All right, so you can see all the things that you're downloading here under jobs. So it's still at 0%. So now it's at 14%, 27%, 33%. When it gets to 100%, you can now go and view this video in your file folder. That's how to. So you can create a folder inside your computer, so that when you want to save, you select the folder and save it there, so you don't have to find it, right? So now it's 99%, 100% has been downloaded. So let's go and look for what we downloaded, right? Go here, go to downloads. So this is what we downloaded, lesson 1, how to start podcast. So you see that our video is here. So that's how to edit your video from Zoom on Shortcut, right? So if you want to learn more, you can use the document access I will send to you to edit your video on Zoom. So that's how, no need to play the video. So that's how to edit. So I can close the Shortcut app now. I don't want to save. I don't want to save. No, I don't want to save. Go. Let's go to the post-launch phase. So this is where you have to focus on marketing, promotion, and follow-up. So this is where the other 50% of the work lies, right? So this is where you set up your automated funnel, build your funnel to run on autopilot. This is where you follow up from point one. So you send emails, use retargeting ads, use social media posts. This is where you share feedback and results. So share feedback and results from recent customers. From people who pre-ordered, share their feedback and results to pepper people. To say, oh, you did not join. People are already sharing wins. If you will not join, to start sharing your own wins. Alright? So the first thing you want to do, follow up people who joined your wait list but did not pre-order. Right? So remember when we started pre-launch? This is what many people don't do. So when you did pre-order, you did wait list, you asked them to pre-order. Some people did not pre-order. Follow up those people. Send them emails. Send them WhatsApp message if you have their WhatsApp number. Use Facebook retargeting ads to show them the offer again. Number two, follow up people who received your lead magnet. That's your freebie, but they did not buy the course. Send emails, send WhatsApp message, retarget them with ads, showing them the course again. Number three, this one is very, very important. Some people, they follow up, but they do not create new audience. You forget that the internet, the world is full with many people. Every day you keep meeting new people who keep interacting with your business every blessed day. So you need to create a new audience. So create a new audience, send them to your free offer page. In exchange, collect their contact information that you will use to follow them up so that you sell your course to them. These are the three key things that you should be doing in your post-launch phase. Now, 80% of all your sales will come from 20% of your systems and marketing efforts. That means that your system and marketing effort is what will bring in 80% of your sales. So every of your effort will go to waste if you do not plan how you are going to sell the product that you have created. All right. So now let me share with you the secret formula to use in the post-launch phase real quick. The secret formula: value plus offer equals to success, right? So warm up your audience first with a freebie and create interest and desire for your offer. Act on that desire, show them how you can help them, and then ask for the sale. So formula one for post-launch phase. The first formula: send emails to everyone that joined the wait list or received the freebie but didn't pre-order. So what you need to achieve this, you need email service provider like MailChimp, Aweber, SendFox, Convertkit, GetResponse. Usually I like MailChimp. I like to use MailChimp. It's free till you get your first 2,000 subscribers. So you can use that. And then you need email copies. So what are you going to write in your emails? You need these things. These are the key things you need to follow up people who joined your waitlist but did not pre-order. Formula two, retarget people with ads. So what you need, so if people joined your waitlist, they got your freebie but they did not buy, you've sent them emails, they still did not buy, fire them with retargeting ads. Retarget everybody that visited your landing page. Retarget everybody on your list, right? Retarget everybody that visited your Instagram page, your Facebook page. What you need to achieve this, you need Facebook or Instagram ads, you need the ad video or image, you need the ad copy, you need the sales page where you are going to be talking about your offer, where you sell your offer. Secret number three, formula number three, create a return path for those who did not buy your course. You see why I said this is where 50% of the work is? This is where you're now going to be selling. Although you still be giving value, you're still asking people to come and buy, because that is how you will continually make sales. If you just announce something once and rest, everybody will rest on your matter too. You will not go rest. Carry your market on your head. Talk about it. Keep talking. Keep selling. Keep selling. Nobody cares about you. So you have to care for yourself. Alright? By talking about your product all the time. So create a return path for those people who still did not buy when you retarget with ads, when you send them emails. What you need to achieve this, you can create a free lesson and give them a taste of the pudding. Say, oh, come and watch lesson 1 of this my course. If you like it, then you can pay for the other lesson. If you don't like it, you can go. You can do this if you're really confident about your course, alright? Sell a part of the entire course offer for a token. Follow up again via emails. Send emails. Retarget with ads. Fire up. Use social media posts. Use your stories. Me, my landing page course, I said I talk about it a lot on my story. If you even go to my stories now, I posted something about it. It's there every day. There's no day that goes by. I may not post it on my feed, but there's no day that goes by and I don't post it on my stories. Well, I must collect your money. Yes, I talk about it every time, and that's how you get the sales. If you sit down and say people will remember, people will not remember shit, right? You need to keep reminding them. Let people say you are salesy. The key thing is that you are making your money. That's what's important, all right? And you're also making sure that You're not just making money, you are giving value for the money you are making. All right. Yes, yes, you have to sell. All right. So now, another key fundamental thing that makes your post-launch process very seamless is a funnel. The key fundamental thing that makes your post-launch process very seamless is a funnel. All right. So how does a funnel works? So this is how a funnel works using the customer value optimization system. So a funnel, it starts with your lead magnet. So people don't know about you before. How do you get them to know about you? You've done the research that these people need this thing. How do you attract these people to yourself so that you can get their attention? You use a lead magnet, right? So from Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, WhatsApp, YouTube, wherever your traffic is coming from, you send them to your landing page to offer your lead magnet. And then once they get your lead magnet, you now sell to them a low offer. And then when you sell that to them, you can now move them to your course. And then here you can see creating a return path that I talked about before. Creating a return path is following them up, making sure that at least they come back to where they stop. So the return path, for example, if someone got your lead magnet but did not buy, you send them emails taking them back to the page where they will have to buy. If someone visited your Instagram page but they did not enter their email address, you send them back to the page where they will start from. That's the return path, like taking them back to where they stop to start their own process. All right, so that's how the funnel works really. This is just a clearer picture of how it works. So that's how it works really. All right. So now let's talk about the 3 bonuses. Naming your course, getting testimonials for your course, and pricing your course. So we are done with the 3 phases: the pre-launch, the launch, and the post-launch phase. 3 phases of creating your online course. Now, another problem a lot of people struggle with is naming their course. Hey, they'll be like, hello, I don't know the name to give. I don't know what to call this thing. I struggle with it a lot, but now I think I'm the queen of naming things. I can just sit down and in 30 minutes, I've gotten a name for what I want to create. When I was creating my Facebook ad course, it just took me 30 minutes to get the name. Sell more with ads. 30 minutes, I got that name. Boom. But before, I don't used to get that rema like that. But when I understand the process, when I understand what it takes to name a course, I was able to easily start naming my course. So I'm going to share with you my secret and what has worked for me so far. So let's start with naming your course. Do not overanalyze your online course name. It is something you can always change anytime. Let me tell you something. There was one course I created, how to sell your knowledge. After the whole thing, and I noticed that that name is not working for me. It's not passing the information that I want. Then I changed the name to Digital Product Sales Accelerator course, and the course start making sales, right? Sometimes when people hear the name of your course, can they relate to it? Can they understand what you're saying? So people don't buy your course sometimes because the name alone said they don't understand. You just gonna call one big name that you just gonna call one big name. Excuse me, let me take water. That people don't even understand. And when people see your course, it's not as if they don't want to buy, but they're just contemplating. Oh, mommy, I don't understand this. This teach me what to say. I don't understand. All right. So the name of your course is the very first thing buyers will see if you get it right. So it will draw them in and make them want to learn more. But if you get it wrong, they will just ignore it and move on. So most online courses usually have a title and a subtitle. So if your title is already explanatory, then you may not need a subtitle, right? So for example, this is a course by Oyekule Damola, is a Facebook ad expert. He called the course Mini Ads Magic. So when you see this course, you know that it's not like a full-blown Facebook ads course, but it's a mini course on Facebook ads. And this is another one by one of my coach, smartphone video editing course. It's supposed to be video editing course, and our own has a subtitle. Create and edit awesome videos using just your smartphone. Now, when I see this course title, smartphone video editing course, create and edit awesome video using just your smartphone, I already understand what the course is about. So I may not need something to fall from heaven to come and explain it to me. I already understand what the course is about. All right. So that's why you need to make your name clear. So 4 things to consider when naming your course, right? 4 things to consider when naming your online course. The first thing is you want to make sure that your course has a great names. Great course names are targeted, right? Course names should show exactly who it is for. For example, this one here, smartphone video editing course, is already showing that anybody that wants to learn how to edit video with their smartphone, that's who it is for. Or instead of you to say design on Canva, you can say Canva design made easy for beginners, or how to make a living as a WordPress developer. That course is more explanatory, right? It makes sense. And when I know I've never used Canva before, I see for beginners, it will interest me more. And I'll say, oh, let me go and learn. This will be of help to me, right? But when you say design on Canva, it will be confusing to me because I don't know if it's advanced or beginner, right? Then another thing that you need to note, great course names are result oriented. Your course name should convey results the students can expect by taking the course. So instead of you to say IG marketing, you could say get your first 5,000 followers. That's the result. Again, let's go back to the smartphone video editing course. Smartphone video editing course, create and edit awesome videos using your smartphone. That is the result, to show you that you can create and edit awesome videos using just your smartphone. That is the result that course actually convey, right? Now the third thing, great course names are simple. The shorter the better. Don't use language or jargon that confuses the prospects. Don't just come with one big grammar. Even if you're talking to professionals, use simple terms that they can understand. Alright? So instead of it to say finding freedom, you can just use build your freelance business, or action scene animations made easy. It is simple, it is explanatory than when you say finding freedom. Finding freedom from what? Finding freedom from who? When you say finding freedom, who am I finding freedom for? Alright, so the first thing you should note when you're naming your course is optimize for how your course name sounds and not how it looks on paper. Your course name should sound interesting. It should sound memorable and have something snappy about it. You should have a rhythm to it. So smartphone video editing course, that has a rhythm, right? Mini arts magic, it has a rhythm. Landing page mini course, it has a rhythm. Not like you now come with one big name and say exercise, your goal, your this, your that. It does not add up, right? So these are the 4 key things to consider when you're naming your online course. All right. Now, bonus tips: test different titles and ask your audience or take a poll, P-O-L-L, not P-W-O-L. Then think about the keywords they are going to search. What keywords will the audience most likely search? You can use that as the title of your course. You can also check out other people's titles to get ideas. Go to Udemy, search for Canva, or search for podcast. See how people are naming their courses. You can use that to get ideas to name your own course and get better course title. Alright? So let's go to pricing. How do you price your online course? So there are 3 things to consider when you want to price your online course. So if you want to reach the highest number of people, you can consider giving this for free. If you want to make the highest number of sales, price it low. If you want to earn the most total revenue, price it high. I have a course, landing page course, that I sell for. I used to sell it for 1.5, but now I've updated the price to 2.5. I wanted as many people to sign up, and over 380 people have signed up for that course for 1.5 each. Alright, that's why I price it low. Alright, and if I want to earn more total revenue, I have to price it higher, right? So I'm not going to tell you how much to price your course or what price to put to it, but you can look at these 3 factors and this will help you with pricing. But I can help you with tips that will help you in pricing your course. So important things to note when pricing your course: know your expenses. Are you paying for anything? Are you paying for any hosting? Are you paying for any software? Are you paying for data? Are you paying for anything miscellaneous? Your time? What are you paying for? Know how much that will cost, right? Know your profit. How much do you intend to make? Let's assume you are intending to make $5,000. Know your number. So how many students do you hope to get? 50 students. Let's say, you say 50 students can give me $5,000. So how much do you think each of these people will pay to give you $5,000? That means each person will pay $110 to give you $5,000. Alright? But if you want more, if you want it to even be lesser, you can say, you want 100 students to pay $55 each to give you $5,000. 5,500. But now the question is, now the final question is, how are you going to get this number? You want 100 people to give you $55 each. How are you going to get this? That's what to know your investment. How much are you willing to invest in getting one person? All right, to pay $110. How much are you willing to invest? So if one person will pay you $110, can you sacrifice like $20 to get one person? Can you sacrifice $30 to get one person? So if you can sacrifice $30 to get one person, so you just do $30 times 50. You know how much you're supposed to be investing, all right? So once you do that, so that's, let's say you are sacrificing $20, $20 and 50, that means you're sacrificing $1,000 for ads, for your marketing, right? So $1,000 plus the 1,500, they are going to, plus the 500 you're going to spend on expenses, that's 1,500, right? So 1,500 minus 5,500, that's going to be $4,000 as your total profit. So you want to look into this when you're doing your pricing, all right? So now, the next thing I want to look at is testimonials, all right? So how do you get testimonials for your online course? A lot of people, you can sell your online course without testimonials, but you will sell more or better when you have testimonial, because people most times don't buy, not because they feel like it will not work, maybe because they're just afraid that it may not work for them, or maybe you may not be able to help them, or they cannot do it, right? So what testimonials do, testimonials help to convince people that you can help them, helps to convince them that it will work for them, because they will see other people that are already sharing their feedback. Testimonial will also help to convince that they can do it, because they see other people like themselves that are actually doing it, all right? So now the question is, but I don't have testimonials, I'm just starting out, what do I do? I have solution for you, right? So the first thing, ask your past students for it if it's something you have done before. So if you have students before, you have people you've helped before, ask them for testimonials. Help people for free. Help your followers, help your friends who are interested in that topic. Then ask them for testimonials as payments. So when I created my landing page course, let me just tell you the truth. I did it as a free webinar. People came for free. Because I've never done it before. I did it as a free webinar. People came for free, and then I used the feedback from the webinar as testimonials to start selling the course for 1,500. And then people started buying, and then they started giving me their own testimonials from the course. I started taking out the webinar testimonials. I was now replacing them with the actual course testimonials, right? That's how to do it. Then get beta testers, beta, BETA. Offer it for a low price in exchange for testimonial, right? Then over time, you can always increase your price. So they're selling my landing page course for 1,500, now it's 2,500. I'm decided to increase. I'm even planning to increase it to 7,500. And I'm still looking at that, right? You can always change this. Then share social proof that it works for you too. That's another great social proof people barely talk about. People don't talk about how it has worked for them. You're sharing what you have done for people. Are you living the talk, or you're just talking the talk? You're saying, oh, you've made 7 figures. Can we see it in your life? Is it evident in your life that you've made 7 figures? All right. Another thing, ask anyone whom you've worked with before in the past to give you a review about your work. So it doesn't have to be about the course that you are creating, but let them just give you a review about your work ethic, whether you know your onion or not. All right. And then the final thing, put the course out and ask people to apply to get free access in exchange for testimonials and review after a given period of time. All right. So that's how to ask for testimonials for your course. Okay. So now there are 3 myths I want to bust this night. When you want to create your online course, a lot of people feel that, oh, they need money to start, but that's not true. You don't need money to start. Remember how I told you I carried all my money, I was hosting course. By the end of the day, I still did not say after all the money I put in. So it's not just about the money. So you don't really need money to start. You can start with the free things. Everything I've shared with you in this webinar today are free things that you can use for free without paying a dime. So you see, you don't need money to start. Then you say, oh, I don't have the time. Really? You need to invest time. You need to sacrifice, right? You need to sacrifice the time. Right now, I'm here teaching you this webinar. I'm sacrificing my time to teach you this. That's what it takes to record your courses. You need to sit your ass down and record those courses. Technicality, you don't need to you are the one just making things hard for yourself. Like I said, record it on Zoom, use Shortcut app to edit. You are good to go. What are you doing? Host it on Google Drive. Everybody don't go there, all right. Collect payments on seller. Give them access. What are you looking for again? What are you looking for? You were just the one trying to make things complicated. You are looking for fancy things. But when you start selling your course, you can now this later in the future, you can now pay people to do things for you, right? But when you are beginning, you don't need to worry about all of these things. These are beliefs that we inculcate in ourselves to just hold us back from actually doing what we are supposed to do. All right. So we'll be going on for how many hours now? Let me check my time. This is 10. Going on for 2 hours. Wow. 10. Okay, we started 8, 9, 10. We'll be going on for 2 hours, and we should be rounding up at least by 10:30. We should be rounding up shortly. All right, should be rounding up soon. And in these 2 hours, I've showed you the process you need to take to create your online course, all of the processes that you need to go through in order to successfully create your course, right? So I have 2 questions for you. All right, 2 questions. Now, do you think that with everything I have showed you today, you can create your online course in the next 14 days or even less? Let me know in the chat. Do you think you can create your online course in the next 14 days? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Do you think you can create your online course? Awesome. 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 So again, do you think if you model what is working, you can be successful as well? Question 2. If you model after what is working, the principle of what is working. Remember in the beginning of this training, I've told you how I model towards working, and that's how I've been able to scale my course to over 630 plus subscriber students, right? Do you think if you model after what's working? Okay, I believe so also. All right. So this is proof that I'm not just telling you gibberish or anything. So this is my course, the landing page email automation mini course. Before this webinar, a few hours before this webinar, I took this screenshot and I put it here. I had 381 subscribers, students, and so far I've made a total of 630 sales on seller across my other courses in the space of 2-3 months, right? This is by me just modeling after what's working. You can see someone say I was just swiping and swiping my card. That was a jolly ride. I bought all your courses. So the way I sell my courses, when you get access to one of my courses, it leads you to another course. It upsells another course to you. That is where I talk about the funnel, right? So you buy one course, takes you to another one, and that's how this person said, they were swiping and swiping and swiping their cards. All right. So here's a recap of everything we've talked about so far today. We talked about the 3 launch phases: the pre-launch, the post-launch, and the launch phase. We talked about how to get testimonials and how to price your course. I will also talk about how to name your course. All right. So if you have any questions, I want you to keep them to the end of the live. There will be a Q&A session. All right. So how many of you feel a little like this right now? You feel so pumped. You feel pumped like woo. Or you feel like this, like, oh my God, I've learned so much today. How many of you feel a little like that? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. How many of you feel a little like that today? It's not a little. Okay. So how do you feel? Use the emoji, the emoji that you think can express how you feel right now. Use that emoji to express how you feel in the chat. How are you feeling? How are you feeling? How are you feeling? Use that emoji to express how you feel in the chat. How do you feel? How do you feel about this training? Use your best emoji to express how you feel. Excited at the possibilities. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, awesome. Okay. Good to know this. All right. Okay, so we'll be going on this for 2 hours, and I'm very excited that you've learned things. So I believe that after this webinar, I want to confirm that you also believe so, that you go back and go and start launching your course. How many of you go and start working on your course after this webinar? How many of you go and start working on your course after this webinar? how many of you will go and start working on it? You go back and start to implement. Remember when we started this live training, I said that the three things you need is you need your phone, you need the writing material, and you need the willingness to learn and implement. Right? So now is the point for you to go and implement. All right. So now you've created your course. I did not really go into details about marketing or selling your course. That's because we spent like almost 2 hours already talking about creating the course, selling it, pre-ordering it. So I did not really say too much about the post-launch phase, because if I want to really dive deep into the post-launch phase, you're going to spend another 2 hours here. We're going to sleep here, all right? But I've created an offer that would show you guys how to effectively go through the post-launch phase. So to create your funnels and to do everything that you need to successfully go through the post-launch phase. So I'm asking for your permission to quickly run through the offer that I have for you. It's going to take me like 15 minutes and then we'll be done with the training. So let me know in the chat if I have your permission to go over the offer that will show you how to go through the post-launch phase extensively. All right, I would have really loved to share it in this webinar, but we're going to spend another 2-3 hours if I'm going to go over all of that. So that's why I created this offer for you. So let me know in the chat if I have your permission to go over this. So I'll be waiting for your response. Let me know if I have your permission to go over the offer in the next 15 minutes, and then this webinar is going to, we're going to call the webinar. Okay, thank you very much for that. I really appreciate it. All right, so the offer that I've created for you guys is digital product sales accelerator course, and it is called DPSA. Right, so with this DPSA, you will learn how to sell and scale your online course with funnels, systems, and marketing strategies. If I want to go over all of this in this webinar, we'll sleep here, right? So this is what I've created. This is the offer. It's going to show you how to create all of the funnels: the lead magnet funnel, the tripwire funnel, your course funnel, sales pages, ads, and everything. This is what this course is going to show you. So any questions so far about what I've just said? Any questions so far? Or should I continue with telling you more about the offer? Any questions so far? Let me know. Any questions so far? Okay, so I will just continue, right? So this is what you're going to get. The first thing you're going to get when you sign up for DPSA is you're going to get access to, is there a coaching session alongside this course? Okay, I'll answer that. So this is what you're going to get when you get into DPSA. You're going to get access to lifetime free hosting for your online course. Alright, so I'm going to show you how to host your course for free, so you don't need to pay 80,000 or 100,000 on any hosting platform every year or 10,000 every month. So you host your course for free. You get unlimited students. You'll be able to upload unlimited course content, and you also be able to have interactive course section. All right, so that's what you're going to get. The first thing you're going to get when you join DPSA, free lifetime hosting for your online course, right? So access to free lifetime hosting for your online course. How many of you would like to get access to how to host your online course for free? How many of you would like to host your online course for free? Okay, the Google Docs. What about you want to host on your own site? You can host your course on your own site. All right, you can host it on your own site as well. But you have to use WordPress Learn Dash if your site is hosted on WordPress. All right, or if your site allows you to host course on your website, you have a membership site. All right, so everything I'm teaching you is things that is not going to be technical for you. So Learn Dash and all of those things are other technical things, right? So get lifetime access to free hosting for your courses. Then you need to get into DP. SA, all right. So now let's do the math, all right. So let's say you get access to this free live hosting, and then it saves you 100K or 80K you're supposed to pay for those hosting platforms every year. That 100K or 80K, if you put it into ads, how much you think? Let's say for every $1 you put, you get $2. That you get $1 in return. That means if you put 100K, you get 200K. That you make money. So the money you used to invest in paying for hosting, you can just save that money and use it for ads, right? So what if you can save yourself that extra money, right, and use it for ads? How cool would that be? All right. So now, not just that you're going to get access to free hosting. You're also going to get access to 6 modules. Mindsets, the key thing that I like talking about, a lot of the first thing that stop people from creating their courses that limit them is their mindset. So you're going to get access to mindset module, content marketing, social media. You're going to get access to psychology behind sales module, the setup tools, all the tools you need to do, free tools that you are not paying for, the secret formula, top of the funnel, the secret formula, middle and bottom of the funnel, how to launch and promote your funnel. So let's start with the first module, which is module 1. This module covers dealing with imposter syndrome, limiting belief, marketing terminology, optimizing your social media, creating a content marketing plan, attracting an audience, and many more to get ready for your course, so that when you start promoting your course, you already have an audience ready on social media to buy your course, right? Then the second module is psychology behind the sales. This module covers effective communication psychology, sales page psychology, Facebook ads psychology, crafting an irresistible offer, and many more. So if you don't know how to craft an offer for your course, so it's not just enough to create a course. So one reason why people may not be buying your course is because you don't have an offer yet for that course. People don't understand the psychology behind selling their online courses. So you're going to learn that in module 2. In module 3, you get access to all of the tools, the free tools that you need to set up your course, to sell your course, your funnels. This module covers everything you need to get started, from funnel tools, listing your products, buying your domain name, setting up your email service provider, and many more things. Then the fourth module is the secret formula, top of the funnel. This funnel talks extensively on the customer value optimization system, finding your niche product, defining and identifying your ideal buyer personnel. So who are your customers? Who should you be attracting? Who should you be speaking to? Describing your product transformation. So this module will show you how to clearly describe your product so that people will understand what you're trying to sell. Creating your value ladder and choosing a traffic source, coming up with your lead magnet idea, building a lead generation funnel, and start building your email list. The fifth thing you learn is you cover how to craft your offers for the middle of the funnel, building your sales pages, thank you pages, and putting all the elements together. The sixth thing you learn, it covers how to set up your lead generation and retargeting campaigns, Facebook ads, launch your digital product, how to structure and set up a webinar funnel, how to sell a product under 5K, and many more. Now, this is happening for people just like you every day. A lot of people are signing in for DPSA and they are getting results. All right. So, disclaimer: DPSA is not going to make you blow overnight. But when you follow through the process, you implement, and you with consistency, you're going to start seeing significant changes. All right. So when you sign up for DPSA, this is a testimonial of someone who took DPSA. Say, oh, taking your course is really helping me. I discovered I was running my business without any mission, just out to render service with everyone in mind. First and foremost, I have worked on my bio, rebranded my business with a new design, chose brand colors because I use any color of font, started following those who are leading in my industry, checking up their content, and creatively making mine. Thank you so much. I might be slow, but I'm taking action little by little. Those little changes gave me some followings on Instagram. Forget to say I discovered my name on Instagram was wrong, because in terms of SEO, I was nowhere. I had to change from using my name to name. So thank you so much, ma. I'm in work in progress. Note, I'm not really good with this online thing. So this is someone who's not really good with the online thing, but taking DPSA has helped them to be able to start making progress, right? This someone else, good man, I'm a sell how to knowledge course. Just day one and my head is boiling. Gosh, mama, where you hide all these years? The first topic on how to deal with mindset and imposter syndrome was a killer. It shaped my brain and I watched it twice. All right, the topic was so good. It's something that I struggled with for years. So when I was working on this particular lesson, I gave it my all, because I know that a lot of people are struggling with imposter syndrome, and that's one reason why they are refusing to create their course or sell or go all out for their course. This is what I said, to be honest, I'm actually taking a lot of courses, including TCY, but a lot what they teach will not really break it down. From the imposter syndrome that I had about 4, I already had the worth of my money, because really give me the push to start, and the way you break down each part of your course. Then the content marketing strategy is so good too. Like, your course is high value packed with low ticket value. I'm so glad I did not look away. So if you're looking for the push to start, DPSA is also for you, right? So it's something I'll keep doing as I'm growing. You really helped me to take the courage to come out there with my knowledge, and then taught me how to do it. So DPSA is not just telling you do this, do this, do this, do this. A lot of courses you will take, you'll not be able to afford the tools they will show you to start using. But with DPSA, I'm showing you tools that you can afford that most of them, 99% of them are free tools that you can start using immediately. So you watch, you do, you replicate, and you start getting results immediately. All right. So are you afraid that nobody will pay you for your course? Don't worry, I have a dedicated lesson that will show you exactly how to get people to pay you for your course. Now, here's a recap of everything you're going to get. You're going to get access to free unlimited course hosting, unlimited students and course content. You're going to get access to 6 modules: mindset, content marketing, psychology, set of tools, and all of this is valued at $497. All right. So what else do you need to be successful? You will need more traffic. All right. So that's why I created an extra section in the course. This section will help you with Facebook ads, creating and setting up your business account, setting up payment method, installing your pixel, verify your domain, setting up conversion event, running your ads properly, and even how to reach out to Facebook support. Right. What else would you need? You need copy and content to communicate your offer, and that is why I created 9 hot bonuses. Right. These 9 hot bonuses will help you to come up with your digital product idea. Right. The bonus will help you to we give you a master workbook to validate your product idea. The bonus 3 is online course and ebook launch checklist. Bonus 4 is markup templates for your emails and sales page. So you don't need to think about what to write in your emails. You don't need to think about what to write on your sales page. I already have a template for you. Fill in the blank sales page template, email sequence template, customer avatar and buyer persona. So you already have a workbook walking you through on how to define your audience, so you don't have to think about that anymore. Then you have a private Facebook group for digital creators, right? This Facebook group is where you get all of the support that you need. Someone was asking for one-on-one coaching. All of my support happens in the Facebook group. That's where I give all of the support that you need. And also, for a period of time, you can also reach out to me for personal support, and I'll give you my support. All right. I hope that answers your question. And then you have Facebook ads swipe files. So if you're thinking of how to create content for your ads, this course will also show you. And all of these 9 bonuses total to $200. And so here is, and now if your head is about to explode, like you're thinking like, oh my God, hello, all these things you're saying, my head is about to explode. Don't worry, I got you. That is why I'm right here for you, to give you the personal support that you need to actually you say, as in, if you think all of this is going to explode your head, I'm right here for you, right? That's why anywhere you get stuck in between the process, I'm here to support you, to help you to make sure that you get this done. So you don't have to worry about not being able to go through this, because I'm here to go through it with you every step of the way. In fact, I'm the domain. See, I didn't know anything about all of these things. But when I started, I did the first thing, I did the second thing, and before you knew it, I was finding myself already doing all of these things, and it was really amazing, right? So I'm right here to help you out. At least I have that experience to hold you by the hand until you're able to do your own, and you can now move on from there. All right. So now, this is not just a course, but this is an investment. An investment you're going to invest that will make you lots of money. All right. So it's a long-term investment. When you invest in this course, to show you all my process, I did not hide anything. All the process I use in selling my course, my funnels. When you buy one of my courses, take it to another one. All right. I don't just sell one course to people. I sell all the course I have. That's why when I want to create a course, I make sure they are all connected. I don't just create course A, course B is different that my audience cannot buy. No, I create courses that are interconnected, that I can connect to each other. Now, my Facebook ad course that is on pre-order, when you buy that course, I send you to my sales page mini course, because if you want to run an ad that will convert really well, you need a sales page. So see how I'm able to connect all of those things. That's all of the processes I show you in DPSA. All right, so now here is a recap of everything you're going to get. Access to unlimited free lifetime access host to your course, access to 6 modules, access to 9 hot bonuses, and all of this is valued at $697. Do not freak out. Don't worry, I'm not going to charge you anything close to that. Anything close, I'm not charging you anything close to that. All right, so do not be afraid. Okay. All right, so now, well, just to let you know that this course is worth every penny. This is what one of my students in DPSA said to me after she got into DPSA. I saw this course online and they were selling it for $800. And when I check everything on the course outline, we already learned it in your course. So this will tell you that everything I'm sharing with you in DPSA is worth more than what I'm giving out for, right? But I'm not charging you that amount. So Instead of you to invest $607 for today, I'm going to be charging you $49, which is 22,500. So to enroll, just open a new tab, go to luckyll.com/GPSA to get access right now for 22,500 instead of $697. Now, to even make this even more interesting, because you stay to the end here, for the next 24 hours, I'm giving you 3,000 naira off. So you're saving 3,000. So you're not even paying 22,500 because you stay to the end. Remember at the beginning, I said if you stay to the end, I have a special offer for you. So instead of paying 20,500, you're going to be paying 19,500, right? So you save extra 3,000. Okay. And so to enroll, just go to luckyll.com/this PSA and then use this code at checkout, webinar1 at checkout, to be able to get the 3,000 naira off. All right. So this is how to use the code, right? So when you go to luckyll.com/GPSA, you click on the button Show Me Road Elohon to bring you here. Click on Let Me In. Let Me In already. Once you click on that, it will bring you here to fill your information. Now, when you fill your information, before you click on Pay Now, you're going to see this place that say Got a Coupon Code. Click here. This is where you're now going to put the coupon code Webinar1. Put the coupon code, apply the code, and you're going to get the 3,000 off. You're now going to pay 19,500. All right. So this is what to do now. What you want to do right now is open a browser, go to luckyelohon.com/GPSA. All right. Go and sign up for GPSA. All right. And then use the Webinar1 code for the next 24 hours to get 3,000 naira off. Instead of paying 20,500, you now pay 19,500 for the next 24 hours. All right. So now I'm going to be giving you risk-free guarantee, 100% money back guarantee, right? So you can try this out, and if it doesn't work out, you get your money back and you still get access to the course. So pay for GPSA. If you don't get value for your money, come and ask me back for your money. I'll give you back your money. Like, no jokes at all. Back your money, even if it's after 30 days, 60 days. Come back and say, Lord, I tried everything in this course. I tried your process. I'm not selling anything. People are not buying. It's not working. Come and give me my money back. I will gladly give you back your money. All right. So go to luckyl.com/GPSA right now. Go sign up. Use the code Webinar1 to get 3,000 off, valid for the next 24 hours. All right. So here's a recap of everything you're going to get again. You get access to free lifetime to host your course for free, access to free 6 modules. All right. And then you're going to get 9 hot bonuses. And all of this is valued as 697, and for today's price, 22,500. But because you stayed till the end of this webinar, and because you are here right now, I'm giving you extra 3,000 off. So go to luckyl.com/GPSA, use the code Webinar1 to get 3,000 off, and instead of paying 22,500, you pay 19,500. Right? Once you do that in less than 4 hours, after 24 hours, the price goes back to 22,500, and then you will not be able to get in for 19,500 again. You have to get in for 22,500. All right. So if you know that this DPSA is for you, if you know it is for you, if you know it's something that you need to get, if you know that you want to scale your course, you want the support to help you after creating your online course, to go through the post-launch phase successfully, to create the systems, the funnels, to do the marketing. If you know DPSA is for you, do not sleep on this offer. All right. Go to luckyl.com/this PSA to get in right now while this offer still lasts, so that you can start creating your course and start selling your course right away. Okay, so get into DPSA, and I will be ready to receive you at the other end. And yeah, so that's it, guys. If you have any question, please let me know in the chat now. Do you have any question? Okay. Thanks for the knowledge shared. Is there any coaching section alongside this? Yes, I have a coaching session for DPSA. Although it is not part of this offer right now, but if you get into DPSA, usually my coaching sections is for 75,000. But if you get into DPSA right now, instead of paying 75,000, you just pay an extra 10K to get 1 month coaching from me. If you get into DPSA right now, you pay an extra 10K to get 1 month coaching from me instead of paying 75,000, which is my coaching fee for 30 days. All right. So that's it. Any other question about DPSA or about the whole webinar so far. Do you have any other questions? So let me know. You can. Okay, then thanks a bunch, Ella. Greatly appreciated. Let me know in the comments if you've gained value from today's webinar. If you feel that this webinar was actually worth it and is worth every data and time that you've spent here today, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat before we call it a day. And remember, if DPSA is for you, do not hold back. Go to lokelot.com/DPSA. Use the webinar code 1 in the next 24 hours to get 9.5 instead of paying 22.5. All right. So let me know in the chat. Did you feel this webinar? Are you kidding me? Signing up right now. See you on the other side. Awesome. Awesome. Good to have you. Good to have you in. I can't wait to have you. Can't wait to have you. Can't wait to have you. All right, guys. Let me know in the chat. So we spent like, let's say 3 hours. This is a whole lot. I enjoy teaching a lot, and I just like to pour out my heart when I'm teaching. And we spent 3 hours here. Wow. I can't even believe it. All right. So okay. So no more questions. We are just going to end this live. You can find me on Instagram at Digital Creator Chick. All right. So I'm very active on Instagram. So you can find me right there. That's my username, Digital Creator Chick. You can send me a message. You can post on your stories and tag me on your stories. I'll be happy to reshare to my story, right? So I'm on Instagram, Digital Creator Chick. That's where to find me. And so no further questions. We're just going to end the live sessions now. So if you have any questions, feel free to send me a DM on Instagram, Digital Creator Chick. Just tell me that you're from this webinar. I'll be happy to reply to you. All right. Thank you. I don't find person ways I'm here. Thank you. I'm so happy. I'm so happy to hear this, Editor. Thank you so much. Yes, you can send me a message to get the. Just send me a message, and it's on Instagram to get. You just pay the 95 now. I'm going to reach out to you then to talk about the 10K one that you're going to pay. Then we'll go from there. Yes, just pay the 95 now. I'll get your details from the 95. Your number will be there, and I'll reach out to you on how to pay the 10K so that we can start the whole coaching process. Yes. Welcome on board. I'm already welcoming you in advance. So everyone, please, if you know DPSA is for you, go and sign up while the offer still lasts. Save yourself. Instead of paying $697, you're paying $49. And even more interesting, you're getting extra 3K off the 22,005 and paying 19,500. So it's a coaching daily. We are going to have a plan. No, it's not daily. It's going to be, you need time to also implement, right? So it's going to be weekly. We have a plan. We have a schedule for that. So twice weekly, we have a schedule for that. We're not going to do it every day, so you have time to do your own thing. Because after we go through the coaching, you still need time to also go and do things yourself, and then we meet, and yeah, that's how it works. Yes. So once you pay, I'll get your phone number. I'll reach out to you on how to get info. Yes, twice weekly, or yes, based on your schedule. Most times I do twice weekly or 3 times weekly, but not more than 3 times weekly. But yeah, minimum of twice weekly, maximum of 3 times weekly. So we are going to schedule that out, and that's how it works. All right. We reach out on Instagram. Okay, no problem. We'll be waiting to receive it. All right, guys. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for staying till the end of this webinar. I will send the replay. Hopefully before morning. I'll need to do some edits. Then I'll send out the replay with the link to the document to download. Camtasia. If you want Camtasia, you can download it. The guide is there. If you want Shortcut app, you can download it. The guide is also there and how to get started. So go and create your video. create your course. Please, if you create your course, feel free to reach out to me. A lot of person reach out to me when they create. I can be like, oh, hello, you pushed me to do this. I like those kind of messages. Reach out to me when you create your course. I love to see what you create. I'll be happy to be. I'm right here, happy to welcome you and cheer you on as you create your online course. So, guys, see you guys when I see you, and see you on the other side.